Okay, everyone be quiet. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Shit Station, the only porta potty that flushes. I wrote one joke for this week and I fucked it up.
Not only that, just like the last 3 weeks, it's the show starts with blackness and just shut up, everyone, be quiet.
I think that's part of the intro now.
Which is
so
strange to me because it's not like I'm like I hit the stream buttons. I'm like, everyone be quiet, we're on air. It's like YouTube has a secondary button you have to hit. You know what I mean? So I guess it's just capturing the end of that data before it goes out.
Yeah, we gotta get ahead of that next time.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I googled Shit Station.
Is it real?
There's an Instagram handle, which it looks like a little bit of a meme account, but I want to read you before we go into it. Urban Dictionary is a place where many people can shit at once or a gas station bathroom.
Okay.
Shitstation.com is taken.
There's a shit station at home on Facebook. It seems like it's a business.
Well, we're sponsored by him this week. Instagram. All right.
See. 311 posts.
Oh, also, let's just get out in front of this already. I know maybe not a lot of people are watching this live. I think we have one concurrent viewer right now. I know a lot of people listen to the audio show, though. So I just want to say thanks to anyone who reached out today regarding my dad. I appreciate all the kind words. And we wish him a speedy recovery, don't we, boys?
Thoughts and prayers.
I
need him back at Dillon's Creek.
I totally
we need
thought...
him back at Dillon's Creek.
I love how you guys are obsessed with the fact that he needs to go to Dillon's Creek. Like,
He's
Joe commented
Dillon's
today.
Creek isn't the same without Tommy.
Yeah, Joe commented today,
Tommy.
DC for life under the picture of him. And for like hours, I was like, what are they talking about? And then finally I put it together because once again, I'm half a moron. So, that being said, boys, we watched E3 last week, was it? Right? Last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Watched, recapped, whatever you want to call it.
So,
Just
we have some stuff to talk about. We're going to be doing nothing but E3 all night. We're going to be moving press conference through press conference. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We don't have, now, I haven't talked to Mike Burke previous to this podcast, so I'm sure he has more previous to this moment in history. This is actually the first time we've ever met. So I'm sure that there's more details that he did research on that he's willing to share as we go through this, such as release dates and such, right, Mike? I'll be very shocked. I would be so shocked if you didn't have that info.
I mean, for the things I give a shit about.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we didn't write down release dates. This is all knowledge you can just go get and search, no problem. These are just the things.
I'll Google it for you.
Yeah.
I'm the resident Googler right now.
This is just the things that we're excited about from this year's E3. So, let's get it on, boys. First up on the chopping block is Capcom, everybody.
Ooh.
So
starting with nothing.
Starting with absolutely the bare minimum. Now, I just want to make it clear that like Capcom, everything they announced, I was like, I figured you guys were putting that out anyway. You know, I was not shocked by anything that they said. Like, the only two things I have here is the Resident Evil Village DLC, which once again, I figured that was coming anyway. And RE-verse got a release date, but also like, they said that was happening anyway. They said, I think it's July now, I believe. I could be wrong.
I mean, they should have just pulled a Sony and like not shown up. Just like do their own thing, announce those two things, and then be like, "All right, peace." Because I imagine they gotta pay to be at E3. Like, why even be there?
I think a lot of people, and what we're gonna see as we go in through it, and more of it, it's a lot of like weird developers and a lot of weird other things decided to take almost like seemingly pointless things because it's digital. They didn't have to like, I mean, you had to pay for a spot obviously, but it's not like you had to go, you had to build the stage, you had to pay people to like, you know, you could do it all digitally. So it's instead of just showcasing the games that they probably would have showcased at booths and everything, they did this digital
But
content.
it's also in the same vein of like, you know, you can just have your own stream as a publisher. You know, you don't have to pay the ESA, which actually, before we get started, now that we're saying this out loud, I should have wrote this down. However, the ESA was telling content creators, unless they were specifically invited and approved to stream E3 this year, that they should not stream it because they will DMCA them. And that is fucked up. I do not appreciate that.
The way they approached it were like, we kind of don't care, but YouTube might care. Like, you know, the way they did it where it's just kind of like, I'm not going to tell you it's illegal, but the cops might arrest you. It was like that, like, just fuck off.
It's very much of like a go ask your mother type situation. It was just like, well, what'd your mom say?
What'd your mother say?
Go ask your dad.
Go ask your mother. And then you go to her and she says, what'd your father say? And then you said, he told me to ask you. And now she doesn't want to be the bad guy. Yeah.
Daddy's drinking a beer.
Okay, anyway.
Gone too far.
But yeah, so I was not down with that. I think that's a total amount of bullshit. And I will say this, though. I applaud Twitch for stepping up to the plate because Nintendo said that unless that you are approved, you know, like Twitch Gaming or GameSpot or IGN, you were not allowed to rebroadcast the Nintendo Direct under any circumstances. So Twitch was like, well, since our community can't, fuck you, we're not streaming it either. Not that it really mattered because, you know, people just went to another stream. But I just appreciate that with all the things that are going on with Twitch right now, that Twitch actually got behind its creators. And that's how I feel about that.
I'm like surprised they did it. But I think more and more, like a lot of, because everything that's going on with Twitch and there's, you know, everybody like renegotiating contracts and deals and everything like that, they're kind of like, where we might be in the age of it's kind of like, don't fuck over your content creators when they're the people who are purely supporting your platform. Maybe we'll get more of that stuff.
You're a dreamer, Mike.
I'm a dreamer. That rainbow connection, Nick.
All right. Anyone else got anything for Capcom or no?
There is no release date yet for Resident Evil Village for the DLC.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even show anything. They just said it was happening.
I'm here doing the Googles here.
Okay. All right.
just doing the old Googling.
Later this year for Ariverse.
Yeah, I believe it's July, right?
Doesn't say, I don't think. This article does not say.
Okay. Well, they're sons of bitches. Anyway, so anything else notable for Capcom, boys?
No.
All right.
That was it.
All right.
I literally did not take a note.
Then because it just wasn't. Yeah,
Nope.
I know. They're bringing back their pro tournament.
They're
They're bringing back their pro tournament. I think that's going to be fun. Anyway, next up on the list. Is Square Enix. Everybody. Woo! Now, this actually had some stuff that I was excited for.
Really?
Yeah. And which is strange because I did not like the last Square Enix game that I bought.
What was the last one you bought?
Avengers. It was the Avengers. Yeah.
Well, now you got Guardians of the Galaxy coming up.
Okay,
Exactly,
but Okay, but here's the difference in Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is a single player experience only, and you only play as Star-Lord, which was my biggest complaint about the Avengers game, because it was just like, here's the controls for the game. Now let's try and fit every character in there. As opposed to this game is like, we can make this game control and play and cater specifically to Star-Lord's like moveset. You know what I mean? You don't have
Not only his moveset, but also just like his ability to just dictate to people what to do.
Right.
In terms of like, Drax, do this, you do that. Like you could are literally the commander on the battlefield as you're telling people what to do.
They just pulled the Final Fantasy engine of you tell your other players to do what little, like, you know, support.
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure.
And
sure.
that worked.
That's their
There's
bag,
80 of those games.
Yeah.
I mean,
speaking of that, they're re-releasing every single like 1 through 7 as pixel versions.
Yeah.
Which you can already download on your phone. There's no fucking point in putting those out on the console. I think it's the stupidest possible thing.
So, either way though, Guardians, looking forward to it. The pixel stuff, I feel like that's only for the diehard fans of Square Enix, specifically Final Fantasy though.
well, that's like most of like Square Enix's claim to fame is Final Fantasy. You know,
Kingdom
like,
Hearts. Well, I guess there's Final
which
Fantasy.
is a
Final Fantasy game,
Final
pretty
Fantasy
much. Yeah.
game
Um.
for Nintendo. Yeah.
So what's next?
Or
Oh yeah,
for
Black
Disney,
Panther.
sorry.
Black Panther DLC. Probably not gonna download it. I mean, if it's free, I'll get it, but I'll probably play it just to say I played it, just like the Avengers game, and then not like it.
Do you think that'll bring the Avengers back up from 0 on the multiplayer for
I
like
forgot
an hour?
that we were gonna do a
Like
show
maybe an
about that.
hour?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because the problem is, at its core, the game is bullshit. So no amount of DLC is gonna save that game. I'm sorry.
Oh, Danny just asked if it was going to bring it up from 0. You don't think one person?
Maybe
No.
the game testers to see if it's working out.
I mean, you know what's interesting about it? The fact that it's been at 0 multiple times over the past month is there was a time where there was a guy who was just one guy was trying to queue up and squat up, and he's just sitting there like, someone's gonna play with me at some point.
Eventually.
Eventually, someone's gonna join me.
Soon.
If you're out there, buddy, Pat will play with you.
It's true. And then what was this one I got? Oh, Strange of Paradise?
Life. Well, so there's.
Oh, wait, is it Life?
There's Stranger of Paradise, which
Yeah.
is the Final Fantasy game, and then there's also Life is Strange.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is a separate game.
So, Stranger of Paradise. This is a retelling of the first Final Fantasy game, but it's styled like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, but it also just looks like another hack and slash. Like, it doesn't look like there's honestly anything that's like. I've played a decent amount of Final Fantasy games. It just looks like it's a dark Final Fantasy game, but also like a bad version of it. That's all I gotta say.
Damn, that's a
about
pretty strong take right out of the gate, bro. It was one trailer.
that. Yeah, where they fucking said chaos 45 times.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. It was like do you guys remember the Harry Potter 7 Part 2 trailer where they used the same Voldemort screen? Yeah, like 5 times in the one. Yeah. That's exactly what it was like. All right. We got anything else for Square Enix? We're moving through these first 4 pretty quick.
Yeah,
No.
no, I mean, not much to say. Guardians of the Galaxy looks cool. I'll give it a shot.
All right, boys.
Yeah. No, I mean there was no Tomb Raider. There's nothing about any Kingdom Hearts like you mentioned. Nothing
Yeah.
for Just Cause. Like, again, kind of just they just released a Final Fantasy DLC for PS5 for a different thing or whatever.
It's
Anyway,
the
so it's like
it's the enhanced
the
version.
Yuppie or whatever version. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I have Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 1 or whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
this is like the PS5 upgrade of that, but there's also once you upgrade it, then you can buy DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. I played that game for like 4 hours and I haven't touched it since. Which is weird for me. So next up on the list. All right, it's getting annoying. PC Game Show. So I also only have 2 notes from this. Burke, I'm sure you have a wealth of stuff that happened during this press conference. I'll be shocked if you didn't.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, right off the bat, Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Now I realize that there was a trailer and announcement for this earlier in the month, and this was at prior E3s. However, this is the one where they showcase the full game, what you can expect, what improvements they've made. And it looks a lot better. Like I can't wait. Like I really loved the first Dying Light. I think
I was
it's
about to
a
ask
great
if you
game.
played it.
Yeah, it's on PC. It came out early in the last gen consoles life cycle. Great game. Just like I feel like even though it has its core fan base, I feel like it had a problem striking a chord with the mainstream. You know what I mean?
It's cool because for those who don't know, it's a zombie parkour game, right? Like that's how they bill it.
Yeah.
I didn't play it, but
A
that's like
first
what I got. from it.
person zombie parkour open world
Parkour
game.
game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fun though. I like the first one a lot. I think I played it summer 2019 was when I played it the full way through. But I played it before that, like when it first came out. Not, I just went to somebody's house and fucked around with it. It's a good game though. I like it. So I'm really looking forward to the second one. This whole thing about staying human, new game mechanic where like you can turn into a zombie pretty much. Looking forward to it. I don't remember what happened at the end of the last one. So, cool, whatever. They're doing a new story. I don't care. I don't miss any of the old characters anyway. It's all good.
I don't remember him. I don't miss him.
I remember this really weird side mission where you're like running over rooftops with this guy to like get like this one key or whatever. And this one guy's like, he's like, what am I worth in the apocalypse? All I do is teach parkour. And the main character's just like, bro, you've taught these people how to survive, how to move through the city and not be seen. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, give me a break. Like,
You taught them through parkour.
yeah, you taught them how to
You've instilled
survive.
the knowledge.
Pretty much. So, yeah, PC Game Show. And then I had Chivalry 2, but it was just post-launch content because Chivalry 2
Right.
came out and I didn't even know
Yeah.
that it was out.
I said the same thing.
I just all of a sudden I was just on Twitch and it was like everybody was playing Chivalry 2. I was like, oh, son of a bitch, they released a new one.
I guess it came out.
Which
I
is
guess it came
weird
out.
for me because I fucking simp the first Chivalry like no tomorrow. And
There's no storyline in that game, right?
it's just multiplayer.
running around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Multiplayer
okay.
hack
and then
slash.
a bunch of guys from that game left, like a bunch of devs, and made Mordhau. And I love Mordhau. That game is awesome. I can't say it's better than Chivalry 2. However, I've heard that Chivalry 2 is kind of a disappointment when you look at Mordhau. Either way, though, Chivalry 2 post-launch content. I'm going to wait till it's cheap, and then I'm going to pick it up. Should be a good time. I like those first-person medieval sword-swinging, we'll call it a draw games.
Hack and slash. We'll call it a draw game.
Fucking stars.
So, anything else, Mike?
The one that I really liked, and I'm sure it's not going to be a surprise, They Always Run, which
I
was kind of
saw
like
that, and I was like, this is a game that Mike Burke's going to play.
it's a 2D side-scrolling pixel
Yeah.
game. If any of y'all are familiar with Dead Cells, I don't know if it's the same like production company or the same like art developed, but it looks super similar. But apparently it's a side-scrolling cyberpunk space western.
Cyberspunk.
Cyberspunk.
Yo, that's what
I
they
mean, it
should
might
call
be.
Cyberpunk. Do you guys see it? They put the base version back like base PS4 version back on the PS4 store. And even
Oh,
after they
yeah.
did that, they were like, hey, only play this on a PS5 or a PS4 Pro.
Oh, God.
And when you boot it up on a regular console, there's like less buildings and less people, and the textures are way worse. I was just
There's
like,
less
how about
people. The
not?
world was already. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the world was already not lived in. Like there was already not any people walking around, and they just took out all the people.
Yeah,
then.
and let's get past the point that glitches are not gonna fix. I mean, fixing glitches are not gonna make Cyberpunk a better game because
What are you
Cyberpunk
talking about?
is still it's not up to today's open world standards. The Witcher is still better than Cyberpunk.
It's amazing. The damage has been done.
Oh
The
yeah,
damage has been done when they released the game.
bro, I love how everybody's trying to kill the hype for their games too. Like Bethesda was talking about Starfield, which we will get to in a bit.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Todd was his name, Todd Howard. Todd Howard was like, yeah, I can't believe how hyped people are for a game that they haven't even seen yet. It's just like, oh, so this is the direction we're going
Yep.
now. We want to kill
yeah,
all the hype.
We'll
Now we're
talk
just
more about
negging
that
the
later.
viewers.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, they always run was one of them. It looks sick. Looks pretty. The combat looks really cool. It's like nice and gory, alien bounty huntery. There was this game, I think it was called Icarus, where it's the creator of DayZ. It's like a new survival game where you're an astronaut who like kind of crashes onto space and then like
Wait,
It's
is
essentially
it the
you're an-
publisher or the creator? Because the creator of DayZ,
It's the creator of DayZ is how it's noted on here.
is it a Bluehole game? Because the reason I specify is because the creator of DayZ went on to create H1Z1, and then he went on to make PUBG. So that's why it's very important that we get this detail correct.
It's the DayZ creator Dean Hall and the New Zealand developer Rocketworks.
Okay.
So
Maybe there's somebody else involved. Maybe more than Brendan
but
Green.
it's pretty funny because I just really enjoyed the premise of it's like you're an astronaut who crashed down, and then it's like, okay, here, normal survival game, build a log cabin, build a fire, build like, all of these other things.
Our favorite. Isn't that right, Nick?
That's what I'm all about.
It's just a new way into all these games.
Yeah.
And of course, you level up, then you go to the cold biome, and then you get your next better, sturdier materials, and I'm gonna play it.
It's Valheim all over
Are
again.
you able to go out into space after that, or does it all take place in like frontier land?
I think the whole point is like you're trying to get off planet.
No,
because
it
you
actually
crashed down.
takes place in Frontierland in Disney World. You're stuck there and you can't get out.
So I'm watching.
fine.
I have
Mickey
the first
keeps you
trailer
in.
up in front of me right now, and if the building is anything like the trailer shows, that's my kind of game where it's like in depth, like where I can customize. And I just saw a building go up in flames. I'm about it.
This is gonna be another one of those games where Nick finds a spot, builds, and then I just go off and collect the supplies and
Yep.
get no
It, like-
appreciation for it. No.
The building looks exactly
Pat's gonna build
like
a wall that's gonna be a mile away from the house.
It's cool. It's cool terrain. It looks very much like Rust with astronauts. I think that's pretty much the only like. I think the
Ah,
environment.
yes,
I think it's
another toxic
multiplayer.
community. I can't wait.
Rusty astronauts.
I know. And then the last one that I thought was kind of cool was this
Jurassic
Death.
World Evolution 2.
Oh no, I'm sorry. There
Wait.
was that cool like farming sim on the back of the dinosaur.
Wait, Nick, are
That's
you
beside the
you
point.
excited for Jurassic World Evolution
No,
2? Oh,
no.
okay. I was gonna say
Not at all. No.
okay. Do you guys remember the first Jurassic World Evolution, the park simulator shit? It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon with dinosaurs.
It was literally Roller Coaster
Okay,
Tycoon.
they said that it was like a brand new type of game, never seen before. There was a game like that for the original Xbox called Jurassic World Operation Genesis. It's the same
Well, not only
exact
that,
game.
like
Perfect-
Zoo
perfect
Tycoon had
dark.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like,
true.
N64 was exactly that.
And then yeah, I can't. And that game like
Turok,
reviewed
the
like
dinosaur
mediocre.
hunter?
Yeah, Turok. But
Oh yeah, that's right.
what did you say?
No, it's coming back.
Yeah, but did you say Perfect Dark before?
Is it not? Is Perfect Dark the one I'm thinking
Perfect
of?
Dark is not what you're thinking of.
I'm not.
But it's a good thing you bring up Perfect Dark because we're getting there. So, anything else for PC Game Show?
There was that other one, Death Trash, which is again like a pixel. It just looks like a super difficult pixel game, kind of like top-down isometric. It's an RPG game. It looks really cool. It's probably one of those that I'll buy and then be intimidated to start because it looks like it's going to take too long.
It's so weird.
That's most of my Steam.
Steam Live. Yeah,
Steam Live.
actually, you know what?
Get
Actually,
bored,
I'm
move
glad you
on.
brought that up, Burke. Is that commitment to playing games, like, and put hours into games is hard to find these days, especially our age and everything we have going on. But I will
unless
say
it's
this:
Valheim.
unless it's Valheim, yes. Unless we play together, we can
Yeah.
spend time with each other. I feel like when we play together, it's easier because then you're at least like having a social interaction. Either way, though, I will
And
say
that,
this:
like that you're also accountable to your friends where like if you don't show up, shit's not gonna get done.
yeah. So it's
now you made
like,
it
fuck,
work,
we're not
Nick.
missing. We're missing
Now
this
it's
guy.
dark. Now I
Um,
don't enjoy it.
But my,
I'm just pulling the wool off of your eyes.
but I will say this, just from my personal experience this past weekend, Ubisoft has started the cloud saves between console and between PC, like any platform. There was,
Oh, word?
it was so
Oh,
awesome to be able to in the morning while everyone's downstairs and doing whatever to log in Assassin's Creed hours here for about 4 or 5 hours, take a break, shower, eat everything. While they were all out, I went down to the PS5 and fired it up and picked right up where I left off. So
That's pretty sweet.
it does, it doesn't make me feel like I'm sitting in one spot. You know what I mean? It's like I'm having a similar,
Thanks.
I'm at least moving somewhere.
It makes you feel less lethargic,
Yeah.
and
Less
less
like a piece of
depressed.
shit. Yeah.
Ooh, I can play the same thing in a new environment.
Pretty much.
That's
But
the
no, that-
entire
that is
basis
pretty
of
cool.
Nintendo Switch. Like,
Why
don't
have-
be depressed in your bedroom. Be depressed on the couch while you're playing Animal Crossing.
Be depressed anywhere in your house.
Pretty much. That's
Click.
Switch Lite. All they had to do that to sell the Switch Lite was just say the depression console, and it would have been fine.
All you cottage core
All
individuals
you
loving this shit.
Cottage core individuals. All right. So next up, though, boys, we had a Ubisoft Forward. Now, I was actually kind of surprised while I was writing this list out. I'm just a sucker for Ubisoft. I get that they're stealing my money and giving me the same games year over year, but I just love it. I can't get enough of the icon, like.
This was the one where I watched it and I was like, oh, Pat liked this one. When you were like that for the PC games, I was like, okay, this is a Pat.
Oh yeah.
You wanna know what it
had
is?
Rainbow Six.
I understand.
have
Far
rabbits
Cry.
and Mario.
I understand that Ubisoft gets criticized a lot for creating just the same open world game, and it's just Icon Hunter, right? And they change it, like their combat systems up, the weapons, the environments, the characters, like all that stuff. But I get it's essentially the same game. And you want to know what? I like that kind of game. Let me tell you something. There is a deep itch in my brain that gets scratched wonderfully when I do icon hunting in Assassin's Creed. When I open up that map and I pick my next 4 icons, what am I collecting next? Or what mission am I doing? Or what animal am I hunting? I love it. I can't get
Straight up,
enough
like,
of it.
Lizard brain eating flies off of like.
I was about to say the dopamine is just like it's like a steady release
Ah.
every time he approaches an icon.
It's
Oh, I'm gonna unlock this whole map right now.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
dude,
about
the
to get
synchronize-
number 25 of 30 eagle eyes.
the synchronized points in Assassin's Creed Valhalla are some of the most satisfying synchronizing points. Oh, by the way, I made it past the mission I was soft locked out of, so they fixed it.
Oh, congratulations!
and-
Thank you. That's
And
great.
they fixed it on PC. This is so great. Ubisoft is back. Anyway,
they're back because they patched a game that was
6
soft
months
locked.
ago, you were ready to put them in the ground, and now they come out with one patch, and you're like, they're great. I love Ubisoft.
well, also they put out that game, Immortals: Phoenix Rising, which was just their take on Breath of the Wild,
yeah,
and it's a great game. I can't tell, it's an awesome game. It's also another icon hunter, brain scratching. It's good.
Pat, you have a toxic relationship with Ubisoft.
I do.
It's like
I
they
re-
wrong you, and then you're like, oh, but they're not gonna do it again. No, they changed this time.
I do find myself continuously going back. Like, Ubisoft is having a sale right now, and everything's 80% off. I own most of the games.
This is how they do it.
I
This is how
own-
they get you.
I own 90% of the games in the store, and I still opened it up and tried to find deals on stuff I already owned. Like, that's how fucked up my relationship with Ubisoft is.
This is sad.
So
I can't wait until the next when Far Cry comes out and it's not up to your standards and you're like, fuck Ubisoft.
Can I tell you guys a
Pat-
little secret though before we move forward about Far Cry 5? I paid $95 for that game day one
Why?
because I
Why?
wanted all the DLC and I got the season pass and I got all. I fucking
I was about to say,
love.
did you-
I thought you was like you bought it off a scalper for like
Bought it off a
150%
scalper.
price.
or volunteered more money. You were just like, no, you guys deserve $35
dude,
more dollars.
I bought the shit out of that game. All right, the Far Cry games are
$60 or name
amazing.
your price.
Here is a blank
It's the
check.
humble bundle.
$60
$200.
minimum or best offer. Like, all right. So let's talk about the games they announced. Burke, you had something to say, right?
I was gonna say you love them so much, but they're putting out one of your favorite movie games.
Just Dance 2022.
Oh, we'll get there. Yeah. Just Dance 2022.
It's coming out.
First up, Rainbow Six Extraction. I mean, you guys know me. I love my Siege.
I know you love a Rainbow Six.
I love a good Rainbow Six game. But this
it
game
looks interesting.
But this
Talk
is
about
a,
that Rainbow
cool.
connection.
this is just a co-op gameplay mode where, like, you know, you find a hostage or whatever and you shoot your way out, and it's like monsters. I believe
But
it,
aliens.
what, it's aliens now?
Yeah.
Would
The
you not
last one was
classify
zombies.
aliens as a type of monster?
No, totally different.
Okay,
I'll go into this later if you want, but
I do.
I was about to say I want to hear this.
I wanna
take,
hear
but we can
that
get there later.
conversation.
let's get a tiered list up, and I'll start ranking all cryptids.
All
I was
right,
about to say,
all
I'm not
right.
disagreeing. I
I'm
just
not.
wanna
Yeah,
hear
this is
Yeah,
actually a
yeah,
good
I agree.
idea. All right, so God damn it, these lists blend into each other. Yeah, Rainbow Six Extraction looks good. I'm gonna get it. Okay, Burke. Yeah, this is what you were talking about, huh?
Why is this happening?
that-
What is
well,
the point of this?
It's okay. I realize everything I said before this now invalidates any positive thing I say about Ubisoft, but I do want to make it clear that this franchise is ripe for this kind of game, for the type of game that Ubisoft makes. Okay?
It's just 12. It's just 12 years late.
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean,
People
Oh,
are
by the way, everyone,
clamoring for
we're
it.
we're
so
talking
we're
about
talking
about
about
Avatar.
Mhm.
Ooh.
The second one's
Not
coming out
Just
though,
Dance
just in
2022.
time.
December 2022 is when Avatar 2 is scheduled to come
Mhm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's
And
not.
then
coming
every
out.
other year, then we get 3, 4, 5.
Again,
Something like that, yeah.
allegedly.
Well, it's supposed to go Avatar, Star Wars, Avatar, Star Wars, Avatar. But
That's
then
a good recipe.
But then I heard it's gonna go Avatar, Avatar, Star Wars, Avatar, Avatar. So
why are you saying words? Just stop.
Well, yeah,
But
Alright,
it's a AAA title.
hey, listen, like I said, I was watching the trailer and I was like, okay, it's not gameplay, but once again,
That's the problem I had.
Ubisoft makes the same fucking game over, like, you know what it's gonna be. So if you're into it, awesome. Me, I like blue people. I'm here.
I like
See,
tall blue people.
like tall
I
people with
really
sexy hair.
dislike the whole idea of James Cameron and Avatar, whatever that part of his life. I mean, I like Terminator, I like Titanic, I like all that good stuff, but Avatar, I fucking
Can't get
hate.
behind.
But the
Oh,
game
we know
kind
you do.
the idea
know
of the
you
game
do.
kind of looks cool because I'm like, that's at least the cool part about Avatar is it's like explore a new world. The storytelling is terrible, but
It's gonna be like Pat said, it's gonna be Assassin's Creed skinned as Avatar.
I pictured it as like Far Cry.
I feel
but
like that's
Avatar.
a little far. It's gonna have its own. It's still an open world. It's gonna be in the same engine. It's gonna have the same assets
Mhm.
and shit. But it's just gonna be. It's gonna have some twist on it. You know what I
can
mean?
fuck with your
Yeah, but-
hair.
I was gonna say you can fuck with.
Well, I've
Yeah,
already
I mean,
played The
Pat-
Witcher. Like,
That brings up a good point, though. Like, that's a world that is ripe for an open world type game. Like, I mean, Ubisoft, they didn't talk about it at E3, but Ubisoft is also working on a Star Wars open world game. That's another one. That's just we've seen. Yeah. See, Nick's eating that one up. It's gonna be the same game as Avatar.
But
It's gonna
the
be
property
literally
is
the same
better.
game.
I know.
I'm stuck in this eternal purgatory of hunting for icons under the Ubisoft banner.
Show me gameplay, and then I'll change my. I might change my mind. But if also the gameplay for Rainbow Six Extraction versus like the pre-rendered scenes was night and day. The gameplay looked like shit.
Well,
Absolutely.
hold on. All right, you be
not-
quiet, okay?
Do you
Rainbow
not
Six
agree,
Siege.
though?
I mean, listen. Yes, there is an egregious difference between what they present in the announcement and reveal trailers versus the gameplay demos. Like, I totally am on board with that. But I mean, like, Rainbow Six Siege has one of the biggest. It's Ubisoft's single most valuable game. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure.
Like, you don't get shit gameplay with that. Like, I get compared to like what the pre-rendered cutscene was.
No. The gameplay I'm not having problems with. I'm having problems with it looked like it was on a PlayStation 3. Like,
Oh,
the
you mean the graphics? Well,
the
yeah. I mean,
graphics
it came
were
out.
So the difference was so bad. And
It
I'm
came
just
out
thinking
in
they're
20.
gonna shit the bed with Avatar.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think everything, like I think that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is one of the best looking games I've ever played. And
I'd like to revisit this conversation in 2023.
okay, we will, we will, because guess what, boys? I'll be hunting fucking icons, and you'll still be hating
Don't
on.
change, son.
I
It'll be
can't
Rainbow
wait for
Siege 28.
Avatar 2.
I can't wait till the fucking Avatar movies come out and our whole goddamn set looks like them.
You know what's great? There's already a fucking Avatar world in Disney.
Yeah, but that's
Wow.
been there. That's been there.
Yeah. There's
As
still
it
not a
should
second
be.
movie. Nobody
Oh,
cares
yeah.
about this franchise.
I'm starting to
Why?
feel.
Right
I'm
for it.
starting
Why
to
are they
feel like.
forcing us
I'm,
to?
It's
st-
right.
I'm starting to feel like this is just a you thing, Nick. Like I
No,
said,
I'm on board with me.
1,000% on board
Not-
with Nick
My
on
back.
this.
They're like James Cameron is like got Disney by the balls somehow. He's like, you're gonna make this a thing.
not that.
Okay, James.
Or just twist them.
Not
What
that
does he
I
have
am.
over the mouse?
Not that I am like a huge proponent of Avatar, but I never saw that movie when it came out. And the first time I watched it is when I got Disney Plus. And for years, people were like, that movie is dog shit. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. All they did was rip off Pocahontas. Just all like the worst things. I watched it. I was like, this is going to be dog shit. And I watched it. I was like, this is fine. What the
It's
fuck
fine.
is everyone
Fine.
talking
It's-
about?
it's
I know
fine.
we're going on a big tangent here. You're saying it's fine.
Yeah.
But think about it 12 years ago when they're like, the most expensive, the most advanced, the best movie of all time.
Right.
Avatar.
I feel like that last one's a little subjective, but
From the guy
No,
who
that's-
brought you every other movie you
Yeah, no,
like.
that's how it was built, and that's a great point. Like I'm assuming Danny, you saw it too, like back in theaters whenever it was
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
all right.
We saw it when it was the most overhyped thing in the world.
Mhm.
You saw it when it was the most underhyped thing in the world. The different levels
mean,
of
even-
expectations going into that film.
But I also
Even
still
when
think
I
it looks
saw it-
amazing. It still looks
Even-
amazing. It looks better
it
than a
still
lot of
looks
movies
great.
that come
It
out.
looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I won't give you.
I remember
I'll give
even
you
when
that.
I saw it when it was overhyped, I was just like, yeah, it was good. You know, wasn't amazing.
I
I, just thought it's fine.
All right.
It's fine. Even then, I have the same opinion as
All right,
Pat.
I'm
It's
putting
fine.
putting my
before you
foot
cut it
down.
off,
What's
I
up?
I just want to say, I do respect all the technological advancements that it made with like, like it was rendering graphics while they were filming.
Right.
That's, like tons of respect for that side of it, but the storytelling is bad.
All right.
Can't
I'm
polish
putting
a turd.
I'm putting my
Nick
foot
just had to put
I
that
am
out.
putting
I had-
my foot down. We're doing an episode on Avatar. It's happening. I'm
No
sorry. I'm
slander.
sorry it's happening. It's happening.
I'm
Mo-
ready. I'm
Moving
ready.
on. Far Cry 6. Looks
Yeah.
good. I like
Like
it.
another Far Cry
I
game.
like how-
Exactly.
That's it.
I'll
Oh my
play it,
god.
yeah.
This is the one where I'm like, every Far Cry game, just put them, just make one game, okay?
Oh, this might be like just fundamentally. I might my gut response was it's the same game, and I know it's Ubisoft, but maybe that's why I just don't like them as a developer.
I'm looking forward to I've never played a Far Cry game.
Oh,
I've
they're
never
the
played them.
best.
I've heard they're fun. I heard they're super fun. So that's probably why I'm looking forward to this one. I'll be able to play it, and I'll just be like, this is gonna be my first venture into Far Cry.
I kind of feel like that Far Cry had its like the best like peak like storytelling and villains, because that's what's big about the Far Cry games is the villains and the setting, right? I feel like the peak for villain and storytelling, like with main character, was Far Cry 3. But as
Oh, was that-
far
I thought it was
Was
4.
that Voss?
that was Voss, yeah. And you know
Oh,
that
right,
Voss
yeah.
isn't even the fucking main villain of that game? There's
Well,
another villain.
I
There's
would
a
say
guy
he's like
after
the
that,
main
yeah.
antagonist.
Yeah.
The initial, yeah, and then
Yeah.
So then Far Cry 4 it's kind of a step down, but the gameplay is better. And then Far Cry 5 is my favorite because I think the gameplay is at its peak. Like I think that is the best playing Far Cry game that you can play today. But the story is I like the setting of Middle America. That's fun. There's all these muscle cars and stuff. But either way, I feel like Far Cry is past its
You said Middle America? Do you mean Central America?
Middle America. No.
Was
Far
it?
Cry 5
Oh,
is
I never played that one. Is that
No.
It's set in Middle America?
yeah, it's set in
Oh,
Montana.
shit. I gotta
Hope
play that
County,
one.
Montana, and it's about a cult that takes over this county. It's
All right, maybe
awesome.
I gotta try that one.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
a
pretty
good one.
Montana.
You get to have
That
a
sounds Montana.
bear
That sounds
friend
Montana.
named Cheeseburger, and you can have a dog named Boomer. Then what's it? There's a blind. What does she do? See the blind sniper? Yeah, there's a blind sniper. I don't know, some weird shit.
That's sick.
Yeah, either way though, it's good. I like that one. I want to play that one again before I play Far Cry 6. But let's get into Far Cry 6. So, Far Cry 6 looks good. It's not Cuba, wink wink. It takes place during the backdrop of a revolution in this country. This guy's a dictator. He's a ruthless piece of shit. And it just looks like all the best aspects of Far Cry 5 are coming back. Obviously, there's the partner system, like I said before, with the bear named Cheeseburger. Now they have you like this little dog that... Why'd they give the
Love
dog
it.
no legs? Like,
I
what the
no
fuck?
idea.
It has legs. They're just disabled.
They're disabled. They gave him a little wheelchair.
Differently able.
So
I
either...
will say there's nothing cuter than a dog in like a little wheelchair where they're just so happy to be there,
little
wheeling
spunky
around.
dog too, like
They're just so happy.
There's,
chorizo. That's
yeah,
his name, right? And then
chorizo, I think. And
There's
then
the alligator.
there's the
that's
alligator.
Guapo.
Yep. And I love the new idea of the backpacks, how there's these different backpacks you can put on that will have different like super weapons tied to them. So if you're in the heat of combat, I know the big one they showed off was the one with all the rocket launchers on the back. So basically your character actually lays down and fires all these rockets and, carpet bombs a place. I really like that. And I like the idea that they're going back to a protagonist where Far Cry 5, silent protagonist deal. You can dress and look however you want. This one, they're actually bringing in a named character again, which they did that with 4. What was his name? I can't remember.
The main character is a woman, right? You're playing as a woman.
I believe
in this one it's Danny, and she's a girl.
Yeah, but you can be a
okay.
male Danny too. It's the same thing they did with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where they're both their names are Eivor, but it could be a boy or a
female
girl.
male version of it.
Whereas opposed
Okay.
to Odyssey was straight up just like you're Alexio or what is it? Alexio or Alessandro or what the hell's her
What
name?
is his name?
No, the guy's name is Alexio, but I think it's Cassandra. That's what it is, Cassandra.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just an easier way for them to implement a gender system. So, you can play as your preferred sex and not have to change all of the dialogue when you do that. Plus, there's also this idea of gender fluidity with these games where you can just switch between genders and it doesn't fundamentally change any of the dialogue or interactions with the characters. Like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I can just switch to a female at any time I want and we're all good. So, I like that. Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice.
Treated equal the
I
way God intended.
I like the liberty in games when I can pick what I
Exactly.
want to do.
Speaking of liberty, if you pre-order this game, you get a new outfit for Chorizo. That's his Libertad outfit, which is like he's got a bunch of bullets and I straight up would pre-order it so I get a different outfit for my dog.
I'm there.
I want to know,
have
do
a
I have to
dog?
pre-order to get the Macarena gun? That's what I really want.
The CD launcher thing.
The CD launcher that plays the
they
Macarena.
they
That's a
implemented
pre-order.
that
Okay,
gun
I'll
in
gladly pre-order for that.
in Far Cry. Was it New Dawn? That's the sequel to 6, like the DLC. It's like $30 or whatever, and that's the only good thing about that game. And so they were just like, yeah, let's just keep it, and they took it and they brought it to whatever timeline this is now. There he
there
is.
you go, Nick. There's Chorizo.
Look how happy he is.
I love him with the
Little
deep
cutie
passion.
pie carrying ammo around in his collar.
And then the alligator Guapo has a gold fang, which is also cool. That's what
sweet.
I love about the Far Cry games. It's like there's so much like it's got like a Borderlands kind of like personality spin on it. I don't know if like which one was like, more influential on the other or whatever, but it's like I love that it's just like all the random characters have like little stupid shit like that makes it so much more in-depth and like environment building.
Yeah, it's the
It just gives
details.
it
It's
a
the
lot
character.
more- it just gives it more character. Yeah.
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 So next on the list, we have Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Now here's the thing. What? Nobody's into this game?
I'm so confused why they
I
made
made-
a sequel to this game.
I made one.
Why?
I made one note, and that's what the fuck. I don't know what this is.
Have you guys played the first
there-
one?
I played the first one.
First one's excellent.
It's
I'm
a
sure
good
I'm sure the
turn-based.
gameplay is cool, but why is Mario in space with rabbits?
with
Why?
rabies?
Well-
You're just describing Mario Odyssey, though. Like,
Why?
Yeah, Mario
I-
Odyssey's
like,
in
it's
space.
just so weird for me. I'm just like put Mario back where he belongs.
So what are these little rabies things? I
Have
don't
you
know
ever
anything
played?
about
Have you ever played
Rabbits.
Rayman?
Huh?
Ever played what?
The Rayman games.
Nope.
They're like characters from that got really popular over the years. So they're like minions. You know,
think of
first there
Minions,
was
Yep.
yeah. You know, first there was Despicable Me, and then Minions just Steve Carell's not a
Just
part of those
blew
movies
up.
anymore. Yeah. So
All trashy people need something to wear at Walmart.
yeah.
I'll say it. I'll go there.
So
I'll take on the Walmart
I like the first
crowd.
one. The first one's
I'll
good.
take on Minions right now.
Minions versus Avatar.
I'll kick the shit out of every single minion in here. I don't care.
Who would win, Minions versus Avatar? But what do you think about this, Pat?
It's excellent.
No,
No,
that I'm excited.
the first one is excellent, is what I really mean to say. And I think Pat fact, actually not. It's really a fun fact. It's real. Okay, it's not just something that I think is cool.
Well, let's see. Then we'll judge after the fact.
When Nintendo and Ubisoft met over this collaboration, the original one, Ubisoft originally showed gameplay demos, like pre-renders they had done with like real looking guns. So it was like just like Mario turning around
Mario
a corner
shooting
and
shit.
firing a machine gun at somebody, and they were like, "We love this idea, can't do the guns," and that's when they changed it to like blasters and melee attacks. So,
Why-
Nintendo.
I don't want to see Mario wielding a gun.
You don't want to see him holding like
No.
a 9.
I
Like,
mean, to be totally honest, when Pat said that he wields a gun, now I'm in. I take back all the rabies comments. I'm so
Danny,
in on
Danny,
this.
it is a tactical turn-based game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have you ever seen
Okay,
XCOM?
That's a
So
little
you are
slow
you are
for me.
now out.
I'm now back out, but spiritually, I respect the idea.
Well, Danny,
I love the spirit of the idea.
Danny, give it any Tuesday night in the next coming months, and you can watch me play it at my place.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Tuesdays was our night.
Once I find my new place,
Yeah.
I'll be there on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays was our night. But yeah, it's a good tactical turn-based shooter in the same vein as XCOM or Gears Tactics.
Yep.
And even South Park Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole.
That's the only turn-based game I think I've ever played.
I
Was the
finished
South Park Stick of Truth.
Both those games.
Is
Those
that
games are
like I
fucking
consider
sick.
it like it is part turn-based, but it's also like more like
It's
what are
Final
the
Fantasy.
what are the Telltale games? Just like to me, it's like more just storytelling than anything.
For what? The Fractured
Yeah,
Butthole
yeah, I
Stick
game?
of Truth game, like all
Oh.
of that. Like I don't care about the turn-based stuff. I'm more in it for just being able to like click on shit and hear what people have to say.
You just
No,
want, it's point and clicks with turn-based combat. That's
Yeah.
pretty
I
much
get
what
it.
it's
You
like.
you just want the humor of it, and you just want to follow the story, and the combat just
Exactly.
kind of gets in the way.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just want to watch South Park.
I was gonna say,
Nick,
it
I don't
sounds like
think
you
you're
just wanna watch
doing
a
it
TV
right.
show.
I just gotta be honest. I don't think you're doing it right. If you want to watch South Park, there's another way to go about it.
HBO Max now has ad-based, Nick.
To Pat's point, the first game, the turn and the combat systems are phenomenal. I really like either these kind of games. I love it or hate it.
I'm sorry, Burke. Where did you get this one, Nick? I know you had
No,
to...
I just saw it too.
What are you talking about?
your background.
Oh,
This
Oh,
guy-
what you mean this whole thing?
Pat,
You
what
look
would
like
his,
Sid from Toy Story.
Pat, what would his voice be with that face?
Oh, I remember the voice I did when hello, my name is Poot. Like that was the voice I was doing on that one. And I'm pretty sure the caption of that photo is, Nick, if you want to go back, if you want to lean back, it was I is single und ready to mingle. Yeah, I believe that's the caption. Edvard.
So you're just like just a Swedish man.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're just Swedish.
Joss Whedon.
I'm unready.
Right.
Yes. Yes. All right. Xbox and Bethesda.
Yes,
Burke,
let's
talk about the outer-
Is that the segue? Wait, are you saying?
Take a minute to readjust.
Burke, talk about the Outer Worlds too.
All right, Just Dance 2022. It looks
Just Dance
really good.
2022 is coming out. So excited. Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. I just finished the Outer Worlds. I don't know, probably a couple months ago. Actually, I played that during quarantine, which is it's like a space version of a Fallout. Fantastic game, super funny. The combat was actually really cool. It got to a point, as with like most of these games, where if you just do a certain thing to a one point, you just get super overpowered. But that's kind of when the game gets really fun, because then you can fuck around with all the weird weapons. Like there were like anti-gravity guns, and there were guns that like turned people into other things, and then you just went up and smacked them with like an electric hammer.
Oh yeah, I'm into that.
It's a fun game. There's not really much, out about it. They just kind of announced it's happening. It looks gorgeous.
The trailer was funny as hell.
That's the whole demeanor. The entire Outer Worlds 1 game, all of the dialogue and all of like the story choices and everything were equally funny throughout, which I was super like I laughed at like out loud playing that game. Which I really don't do too much. I'm dead.
Burke
inside.
doesn't laugh.
Which I really don't do too much. I don't like to laugh out loud.
Laughter.
Laugh. I don't laugh, man. No, but for me to be like enjoying solo content and then like actually like, guffaw, like it was fucking funny.
Holy
Nice.
I'm
shit.
excited.
All right.
So
There's
that's your
way
type
too
of
much
laugh.
big fucking words
Oh,
going on right now.
guffaw is a big word.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that a big word.
Like a
It sounds like the way
1950
Banjo laughs, like go like. All right. So
Joe.
first, right up off the chalk, and it's Starfield. What the fuck? Starfield. It looks good. I want to play it. I want to play it now, but it does not
looks
come
cool as hell.
until November 2022. And let's talk about exclusivity deals with this one, boys, because I feel it's very important. And I just want to make this very clear to anyone who's listening. Why did you think Xbox bought Bethesda? To put games on their competitor's console? Like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
Is there actually backlash around this?
Yes. Yes.
That's so stupid.
Oh yeah,
All-
there's a lot of people.
I mean,
who are
listen,
pissed.
I get it. I understand. Like, that was totally not supposed to happen. Like, if for instance, Danny, you're, Bethesda might even be your favorite developer.
It's very possible. I play so few games, and Skyrim is just so high up there as one
Yeah,
of my
the amount
favorite
of-
games of all
The
time.
amount of hour like at your playtime for each developer is probably like Bethesda and then like everything else like
yeah,
down here.
yeah.
Yeah. Everything else combined probably couldn't even equal Bethesda. Not even EA, and I was like
Like,
a
even
big
half
I was like a big Madden guy. But yeah, no, it's I mean, yeah, it's gonna happen. The one thing is that I will say is I think there was, I can't remember who the quote was from. It was a C-suite guy at Xbox, and he was basically saying, referring to Elder Scrolls 6, he was like, the discussions are going on. It's gonna be hard, to ignore an entire console's, fan base from, a legacy game and all that. Basically saying, how can we ignore all the millions of Sony users who will probably buy Elder Scrolls 6 if they put it out on Sony? But of course they're not going to do that. Like, of course they're just going to. That's the reason I was glad they didn't say shit about
bro.
Elder Scrolls 6.
This
They didn't say anything. I don't want to get cyberpunked on this game. I don't want to get all hyped up, all hot and bothered.
get in Cyberpunk,
burn.
write it, put it
Okay.
on a fucking shirt.
Coin that
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That why that wasn't a verb, I don't know. But I don't want to get cyberpunked on this. And also, I just don't want to know yet that it's only going to be on Xbox or Microsoft PC, whatever you want to call it.
Well, you have a PC.
That's
you
true.
have the show the world.
Oh
You got-
yeah,
I
there
got
it is. There it
I
is.
got it, guys.
Those Sony fanboys came for fucking Bethesda. Like,
I want to fuck fucking kick your fucking ass.
They really went for
It's
it.
like, look, if I'd be thrilled if they release it on Sony, but you know, the realist and business person in me is like, no, why would you do that? It's
y'all like Sony has literally cornered the market with exclusive titles on being like game of the years every year for like the past, X
Now,
amount of years.
I think
pretty
it's
much.
important to mention that Microsoft has, they now define Xbox as a ecosystem as opposed to hardware. Hence why we see like streaming sticks coming from Microsoft, xCloud stuff. It's going to be right on your phone. It's going to be a good time, to be in the Microsoft ecosystem, and you have access to all of that with just a Game Pass subscription.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, Microsoft is
they-
doing very smart things.
they have PC and they have console, like a console variant pretty much. And they're positioning themselves to be direct competitors with Amazon and Netflix and and Stadia, streaming games, as opposed to, look, they're going to stomp them out. Okay. Like it's really not a
Oh, it's
competition,
no contest.
but that's
yeah.
how they define their path. They obviously they understand the importance of exclusives to bring people to your platform, but to keep them there and to live within the ecosystem and to integrate is their long-term plan. And that is smart because it is a different approach to Sony. Sony's like, nope, you buy the hardware, you buy the game, and fuck you if you don't like it.
This is more you gotta buy
Jesus
the whole
Christ.
experience. But it's one of those things where Elder Scrolls 6 is so like hype for me that I've been a PlayStation guy since PlayStation 2 came out. I was 8 years old.
I'm with you.
You're
I will have
basically
no
Japanese.
problem.
Like,
I'd have no problem switching to an Xbox if it's only on
and you're in luck.
if it's only on Xbox.
And you're in
Just go to
luck
your PC.
because if you have a gaming PC, it's gonna come to Game Pass day one.
We'll come to Game Pass.
And if you feel like being a super piece of shit like me and you have a PC and a console, Xbox is also implementing cloud saves, cloud cross-platform saves between all of their games on console, PC, xCloud, streaming stick, whatever. So you could play Xbox anywhere in your house if you wanted to and not even have an Xbox.
What a time to be alive.
I mean, yeah, I can't wait until they come out with the Microsoft TV, where you're just gonna have Xbox right on
That
your
would be
TV. Don't have to buy any other hardware.
Yeah, I mean,
I
the
would
only thing
love
that bugs
that.
me about it is just like, you guys know me. I'm a stickler for performance. I like when the shit looks good and runs good and it's silent and like it's putting out the best visuals you can possibly get. So like I still want the actual console or I still want my PC, but like for on the go or something, if I'm just going to play on my phone or like I'm going to be like, or I'm going to like have a controller in my bedroom and just play to the streaming stick, obviously then like it's just you're sacrificing performance for convenience, but it can also service both in the same home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think if they come out with a T, it's gonna be wildly successful. And honestly, I think they'll figure out a way to make it performance.
Well,
to,
yeah,
like, to figure out that performance.
They
issue.
have the only other, it's like AWS and Azure are the
Yeah.
only two like streaming server software out there, and Azure is all Microsoft. Sony's streaming platform for their like PS Now is built off Azure infrastructure. So, they have it figured out. They know what they're doing. They're using the technology they've created to corner a certain sector of the market. Either way, there's no reason to talk about that. Back for Blood. Anybody see Back for Blood?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I only played Left 4 Dead a little bit when it was out. I never owned it. I would just play with my cousin.
I'm glad
all
you
for
thought
this game.
I'm glad you thought about that because it isn't technically, it's not a Valve game. Like it's
No,
just
it's not. It's though it is a, I guess you could say, what is it? The
spiritual successor.
sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like BioShock to System Shock 2, like that kind of shit. Or
Yeah.
like Resident Evil
Exactly,
Village to
exactly.
Resident Evil 4. Yeah, it's it looks good. And that's another game that it's coming. I'm just gonna say this for all the games right now. It's coming to Game Pass day one of release. So once again, huge value. I'm definitely gonna check it. And as long as the gameplay is good, I'm there. There's not much I really have to say for it other than that you're shooting zombies and it's a 4-player co-op. We've been asking for Left 4 Dead 3 for fucking years and they just haven't made it. So somebody stepped in and did, and I can't wait for it.
And no, I mean, like the trailer, it was pretty much just, hey, here's some gunplay, here's different zombie forms you're going to be fighting, and then a huge emphasis on the co-op, and that's all
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead was. And yeah, it's probably going to be a good time.
So
Yeah.
I'm never like, I don't know. I never saw the appeal of like Left 4 Dead and everything like that. I don't know. I'm very hit or miss with zombie games, but this one actually like looked like pretty damn cool.
Have you played Left 4 Dead 2?
Back like I played Left 4 Dead the original one back when like I don't know what high school.
It's super cheap now, but we should get Left 4 Dead 2, and if we co-op that game, you'll be like, oh fuck, this game's amazing. There's
Cool.
over 700 different ways the zombies fall apart in that game.
Mm-hmm. Just die.
Just
There's
die.
700 ways the zombies
Some
die.
crazy
Bad
animation
boys,
count like
they
that.
can fall apart 700 different ways.
Setting them up to knock them down.
I would do that though, Pat. I'd play it. I'd give it a shot.
But yeah, Back for Blood. It looks good. I like it. Next on the list,
I killed myself too. My last name was Calm.
Sea of Thieves, the Pirates Life.
Oh yeah.
So
Did
this
you
is
want to play with Jack Sparrow?
so.
Well, now you can.
Anybody notice anything interesting about the likeness of Jack Sparrow? He looks like Johnny Depp, but he doesn't look like Johnny Depp. And I think that's on purpose.
Probably because they couldn't get
everything.
Johnny Depp's likeness.
No, I
no,
think
I
Johnny
c-
Depp has
They
sold
probably
out.
own the likeness.
Yeah, but I kind of think that like Captain Jack is a very valuable character.
I think it's just a stylized version of the character. I don't think
I
they were like, well,
agree.
we can't make him too much.
No.
Too much like. the
I
character."
agree with that, but I think there's a more malicious task going on here. I think that they're trying to
For
move
Aquaman
away
too.
from Johnny Depp and hold on to Captain Jack, and this is your first.
Hey man, he's
in-
been vindicated.
This is
all
your
right.
first indoctrination. Yeah, then why is Amber Heard still in Aquaman 2? Anyway,
Good question.
so anyway, it looks
That's-
good.
that's an
It's
interest-
out.
that's an
I can't wait to
interesting,
play it. The Flying Dutchman, the Black Pearl. There's a new original story.
the
A
Black
story mode in general is in fucking Sea of
In
Thieves.
general.
It came out. it-
Captain Poot's coming out already.
Yeah.
Arr, Captain Poot be
That
here.
weathered ocean voice.
Captain Poot be here. Ready to sail the seven seas.
That's how he's gonna talk on Discord whenever he's playing that game.
I do. All right. Anyway, I
Age
just
of
think
Empires.
Oh well.
Flight
I was actually just gonna say I think it's kind of funny how it took 4 years after Sea of Thieves came out to have a story mode. But go on.
Has it been 4 years?
I think 2017. Yeah, 2017,
God.
2018.
Wow. Okay.
One of those sleepers.
But Nick, you said Age
You
of
say Age of
Empires
Empires
4?
4?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, that's
Hell
gonna be
yeah.
fucking
That's
sick.
the game That's the pretty much like one of the 3 games that were on my rotation growing up.
Oh,
So,
hands down.
It looked good as hell.
I
No.
can't play them
Miss
anymore.
Pac-Man, Super Mario, and Age of Empires.
I can't play those games anymore
Was
because they will literally I will do it. It's like it's you with Skyrim. Like
Yeah.
it'll be a 50-hour like opening of that game. like
you,
that's-
you shut the blinds, next thing you know, 3 weeks went by, and you're like,
you-
what the hell?
I don't
all
have
of
a
your
job
muscles in your legs
anymore.
are atrophied. Like,
I can't walk anymore.
Does it have? Wait, does 4 have co-op?
Nick,
Literally,
Mike,
there's like
Mike,
nothing.
I want
There's
to
like
spend the rest
nothing
of my
about.
life with you.
yeah, get married to me if you want.
Wait, hold on.
There-
You guys do realize Age of Empires is an RTS, right? It's like you
Yeah.
start with a rock and a dude, and you go all the way to an
Yeah.
army, and then you kill
and then
each
you
other.
build up. You start
Yeah.
Oh,
from
no,
one,
I'm
and then you.
Quite
Yeah.
quite
For me,
aware.
I think the great thing about Age of Empires is that it doesn't get too heavy into like micromanagement. Where for me, like the Sid Meier's Civilization games, it's like I don't want to balance the checkbook and make sure everybody's happy. And this, I just want to like have fun. You know, I'm not trying to like be a dad right now.
You know what?
I
I
want
actually
to create so many armed soldiers and horses. I want to arrange them, and I
powers
just want
up.
to send them into battle and just kill every last villager that they have.
You know,
Civilization takes all
last-
the graphic fun and violence out of it.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
problem with that. I'm the same way. Civ Civ scratches that part of my brain that scratches Pat's icon hunting.
The
where it's
strategy,
kind of-
yeah.
It's the strategy, and it's kind of being like, well, if I do this, then I can do that. But then to do this, it'll help 10 things over here, so I should subsequently do this. Like that, just like my brain is just sitting there like, yee. The
I
whole
just want to
time.
point out that those icons look like constellations on that map, and I'm the line that puts them together. Anyway,
I'm Galileo over here.
Age of Empires 4. First of all, Age of Empires 3 is on Game Pass, and I do have that downloaded, so we should fire that up. The second
That
thing
was
is
the Revolutionary War one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Coming to the new land,
Yes.
like 1600s.
Yep.
Okay.
I had that
Did
on
you
my
guys play
Mac
2?
back in the day. We have
Yeah,
2 as well.
I
It's
played
all on
2
there.
and 3.
Yeah.
I really didn't like 2. It was just like, I don't want story mode. Let me just kind of free play. Come
I know,
on.
I'm with you.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
do enjoy how Game Pass also offers that you can download a 17 gigabyte expansion that adds blood and graphics and like
Yeah.
a bunch of shit to the characters. I really
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I'm like, ooh, they can release games as T and then make them M afterwards. Help boost sales.
Yeah.
Speaking of massive games, did you see how big Microsoft Flight Simulator full download size is?
Whew.
I-
Take
Hold
a-
on,
take
hold
a-
on, hold
I
on.
skipped
I'm gonna take
over
a
that
guess.
one
I'm gonna
completely.
take a guess.
Take a guess.
93.
83
83.
gigs. 83
Wow.
gigs.
Yeah.
Good guess, Dan.
Good.
Great
That was
guess,
good.
yeah.
Still not as much as Call of Duty though, which is sitting at a pretty 250.
Well,
No.
you got to make those clouds look as realistic as
Well,
possible.
also, it's
you know?
got, it's got
My
like a
7- my
pretty accurate
747
map of
just
the
needs-
entire world.
Well,
right?
Nick,
That's
the
the
way
thing.
that works is they're actually feeding that through Azure software, so you have to be It's called they call it streaming because you are technically streaming a line of data right into the game as you're playing. But like as you're playing, it's collecting that data from a server somewhere. It's not just like
Yeah.
it's the textures
Freeloading the
and
world.
like
yeah.
the way the fucking plane works is really what all of the processing power went into. And the
Gotcha.
fact that it's on Game Pass and it's that type of game is unbelievable. That's one of those games that like Microsoft has 2 games. We're going to talk about them later that make me want to get
Truck
like a
Simulator.
yoke. That make me want to get a yoke or a
Lawnmower
driving
Simulator.
wheel. Yeah,
Wait, Pat,
Lawnmower
do you
Simulator
have
looks
Train
amazing.
Simulator?
Of course I have Train Simulator. What the
Okay, all
fuck?
right.
I love trains.
You
You
guys
have-
saw
you
the
have-
Lionel box. I say I
You
want to
have
retire to a
60-year-old man.
train room in the mountains. You guys just are you not picking it up yet? Like
I mean, I just never
Do
thought
you
to
have-
ask
Train
you.
guy.
Do you have 60-year-old man in his basement with a conductor hat in front of a bunch of trains simulator?
Does he
My
get paid
friend's
to be
in
down
there.
there, or is he a prisoner?
Yes.
he is 100%.
He's like, oh, Pat's got me here on overtime this weekend.
Old
Keep me
Poot's
away
got to
from
bring the
missions.
old Poot's got to bring the Sunset Limited in time for 6:17.
Charlie,
Coming ar-
you run those trains all weekend. I don't care that your fingertips hurt.
My wife's birthday is Saturday.
Your wife's been dead for 30 years.
My arthritis is kicking.
My fingers hurt.
Well, now you pulled landscaping duty.
Please pat my sciatica. I can't do this anymore.
Now it's gonna be dark down here for a day. You're being punished.
And wet.
I
Why?
love. We're just all hanging out upstairs at Pat's place, and all of a sudden we hear.
Oh, it's the 5:45.
Is the Oh guys, I gotta go. I'm sorry. You guys gotta leave. The 5:45 is coming in.
I just
Smoke
hop
breaks
on a
by
little
the
train.
Past 3
I hop
days.
on a little
it's
train
like
and I just go right into a
5:45.
hole in the wall and you never see me again. All right. Anyway, all right. Enough with this whole enslaved conductor routine.
I like this thought experiment.
So, yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right. I mean, it's already
Check it
out.
out.
It's just like they're doing a
Yeah.
Maverick Top Gun DLC. There you go.
They're also, I think they're releasing it for console too.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess they matter.
You
Anyway,
buy yourself a throttle.
well, that
You
if
get your.
my uncle
Nope.
had X-Plane and he had like a VR helmet and the yoke and everything. Danny, I think you
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it, right?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
he had the whole.
That shit
the
is
whole
serious.
system.
You can dive deep with that shit. You can learn how
Yeah.
to fly a plane.
I have
on
a video of my
Microsoft.
aunt playing it and she thought she was crashing. She was like, "Oh my god!" Like she was like, a old middle-aged
This is
person
it.
in a VR headset. They can't figure it out.
It's like you're in your living room. Like
It's like
everything is okay.
it's like it's like a puppy getting lost in a paper bag. It's adorable. Anyway, Battlefield 2042. I imagine none of you guys are excited for this besides for me.
I like it. It's a
Battlefield.
lot. There's a tornado. Like, why is there a tornado in the middle
It's
of your
the future,
military
Danny.
game?
Global warming.
I
is
know
happening.
global warming, but like, it's a tornado. Like, don't get me.
tornado!
Tornado. Like, $70. I don't know. That's the thing. If they did the Call of Duty Warzone where they release like the multiplayer of it for free, yeah, screw it. I'll do that. I'll play that. But this, I don't know if I want
It's
to pay for
only
this.
multiplayer, and
But that's true.
that's the whole appeal of Battlefield games.
Well,
it's
they-
supposed to
they-
be
there
a
was
huge
supposed
amount
to
of
be
people.
a single player, right? And they scrapped it.
I don't think so.
I mean,
it's only ever
I-
they 100% said they were going all in on multiplayer on this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different.
Which is smart. I mean, I don't know how many. For a game like this, you're not selling it for the campaign.
No,
you're selling
no.
it for multiplayer.
And I love how they
It's
brought
like
back
Call of Duty, yeah.
Levolutions.
exactly.
I love how they paid the whole guy who did the trick shot originally. He jumped out of his fighter
Yeah.
plane, shot the guy with the bazooka, and then got back in his plane. They put that in the trailer of this one, confirming that you can do that. And
Still do it.
yeah, and I love the whole jumping in between building stuff. The squirrel suit shit. I love the weather. Like I said, they're bringing back Levolutions. Also, what I love about this series over Call of Duty is that it's more of a strategy game in the sense that you are assigned a role. You know what I mean? You don't just pick a loadout. You're assigned a role in a squad of 5 people, and to best your opponent, you have to play that role and work together within your squad. Now, there's hundreds of people on the map, and there's
Mhm.
snipers in the
It's
back.
mayhem.
It's absolutely crazy. It is a war zone, more or less. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Might even call it a battlefield.
I actually just typed out-
That's, just based off the sheer chaos, I'm kind of interested. But there's just so much they throw at you in
Danny,
that trailer.
do you
It's
remember
overwhelming.
I got my gaming PC and I got Battlefield 1, and you and Joe came over and I was like, "Hey, you guys, I got Battlefield 1. You want to check it out?" I remember Joe goes, "I'm going to need to see that right now." And I pulled it up and I showed you guys the bayonet charge, remember? Ah! And then
Mhm.
when you pin someone up against the wall with it and it's insane. I love the way the game seamlessly incorporates gameplay.
Sexual tension.
Yeah, the sexual tension.
Seamless with the bayonet going in.
Ah!
You choke him. You get a little bit of Lady D action up.
He's
in
like,
there.
Dommy mommy.
I love you.
But no, I just like the way the game incorporates animations with gameplay, and I love those scenes where like you bust into a room and you hit the melee button because there's some guy close to the wall. Instead of just hitting him with your gun, you straight up choke him on the wall and then shove a fucking knife into his abdomen a bunch of times. I love
Oh
it.
my god.
I love
Is this what
This is
happened to the
brutal.
train conductor?
this is
Poor Charlie.
Train Conductor Simulator is how he decompresses.
This is some Rick and Morty shit. Like,
I'm gonna hire an old guy to
Charlie.
walk around in striped overalls the first day we're in the studio.
I'm gonna have a
Howdy,
panic
boys.
attack if you do that.
He's gonna be like,
Name's Charlie.
Get the
Charlie,
hell
what are you
outta
doing?
here.
"Sorry, I
We
haven't
spoke you
seen
into existence, Charlie.
Run.
Talk about Double D.
Double D."
Double D. Just put a conductor hat on.
So
Honestly,
next, actually, I was told I wasn't allowed to put a train set up because of the cats, which fair enough, because the trains are expensive and they're little bastards. So next up, Halo Infinite. This was already supposed to be out. Obviously, it's been
Right.
delayed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, let's be real, that first trailer didn't look great. And I like what they're doing. I like how you can buy the game. It's now an open world game as opposed to a linear corridor shooter. That once again, icon hunting. I'm all for it. And And then I also really love the fact that the multiplayer is going to be free to play, even if you don't have Game Pass.
That's key.
The Battle Pass is never going to expire. So if you buy Season 1 Battle Pass and Season 2 happens, you know, you don't have to dump 500 matches to get the most out of it. You could just keep going at your own leisure. And you can just buy Season 2 and Season 3 whenever you're ready. I love this model. Now, I want to know at what point are they going to indirectly stick their hand into my wallet and take money out? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The new armors look amazing. The designs, the colors. I love the way the gameplay.
Customizability in it.
Yes, there is.
That's cool.
I love how they're taking cues from Halo 3, which I don't know if you guys played Halo back in the day. That is the best Halo game ever made. Like it's also on Game Pass, and I was thinking about now that with Halo Infinite coming out, I was like, I should just run through the Halo games again. And I realized that now that it's on Game Pass with the Master Chief Collection, not only is it new, like all remastered versions of the games, they're all online. You could play all of them online, including the first Halo, which online gaming for consoles didn't even exist then. Well, I'm getting off topic.
To Blood Gulch.
Yeah, you can go back to Blood Gulch, but it looks like they're taking a lot of cues from Halo 3, from the multiplayer aspect, from the world design. They're taking a lot of cues from Halo 1 and 2, although it seems like they're bringing in some elements of 4 and 5 as far as the story is concerned with the AI and Cortana. It's like they're leaving all the stuff with Alpha Team and Blue Team behind. They're leaving the what's his name? The Promethean. Is that his name? Yeah, the Promethean. Oh no, the Didac and the Prometheans are the race. That's what it is. So it looks like they're leaving all of that behind. And I was not in the Halo community. Like I was not big in the community at this point. Like I just played the Halo games and liked them. I love Halo 4. I think Halo 4 is a fantastic game. But I've heard that there's people that say that game is good, but it's not a good Halo game. Yeah. Is that what you would say, Burke? And I get that they just copied Call of Duty's multiplayer at that point.
Halo 3 is just,
the pinnacle. It is really the pinnacle.
God tier.
It is God tier. It is.
This is interesting though. I haven't played, a Halo game and haven't had the drive to play a Halo game in years. The concept of the open world Halo, super cool. I think that's really cool. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if you're doing like this free, totally open access multiplayer, I just think it's going to end up going the way of like GTA 5, where there's going to be a ton of hackers or a ton of bullshit for the multiplayer. I hope it doesn't. But I mean, I feel like when you open a game to like totally free, anybody can play, doesn't matter anything, that's when it gets dicey.
You're asking for it.
You're asking for it.
I mean, how big is the problem with hacking? And I mean, I know that there is hacking.
It's more common now.
Warzone.
It's more common now than before because the barrier to entry has been lifted. As far as having free games.
Okay.
And obviously, Burke, I agree with that sentiment, but I will say this: the games in which cheating runs rampant happens under developers that are not Microsoft.
That's a good point. And also Fortnite, I don't think has a huge cheating problem right now.
No,
I don't know. Does it?
No, they don't. But Warzone has a big cheating problem.
Yeah,
12-year-olds aren't smart enough to run a cheating program.
PUBG was the worst, you guys. That was the
worst.
Gears also
had a really bad cheating problem.
For a while. Gears had a bad cheating problem for like 2 weeks, and then they fixed it. I remember that. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I couldn't even play this game. But yeah, I'm once again. Halo Infinite, I was iffy before. I really didn't love me, I'm a graphics performance guy. I really didn't love the visuals and textures before, and I thought it looked I couldn't believe that game was coming out 2 months from when they were having, I knew that it was getting pushed back. And so it's better for it though now. It's better for it. I'm glad that they are doing another Halo game. I'm looking forward to it. What's next? Diablo 2 remastered. I've never played a Diablo game. However, this one looks good. It's a dungeon crawler, obviously.
Very surprisingly, I've never played a Diablo game.
Which is obviously weird.
Yeah.
My old friends tried to get me to play it. I'm just not into it. However, this trailer enticed me. I was like, that looks like fun. I'd play that one.
I think it was like at a weird, at least for like our age, it was kind of like when it was out and like when everything was there, it was like that wasn't the type of game we would probably be playing.
Nah, not at that point.
Yeah.
But I played Dungeon
So-
Crawlers since, so it looks like fun.
Yeah. for
Nothing
sure.
nothing too much to say. It's just Diablo 2 remastered. So
Hades is coming out on Xbox.
That's
which
right.
Is cool. I
Ooh,
always love
Michael is
to
excited.
see. I mean, I have over 100 hours in that game. I always love to see, like indie darlings coming out on like consoles.
Hell
Make
yeah.
that money. Make that money. I don't care. Sell out. I'm fine with that.
well, I also just kind of feel like it made sense, Like
It's the game. The combat really kind of feels like a League of Legends combat where it's top down, and it lends itself. I play that game with a controller. I don't understand how you could. You could play it with a mouse and everything, but it's just so much easier with a controller and it's so much more fun. So it just lends itself to being on a console.
Right. I will say this. Not Diablo 2. I really am looking forward to Forza Horizon 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I, but you want to know what?
It's such a simple car game.
Somebody.
It's fun.
Well, I watched my friends play it a couple times, and they look like they're having a lot of fun. So I might download the
Mhm.
one that they have because once again, it's free on Game Pass. But the other thing is that Hassan Avi said it the best. These games are made nothing more than to just tell you how good your graphics card is. And goddamn it,
Sure.
I want to have that experience. I want to have the wheel and the pedals and everything, and I want to see how my system processes those graphics.
Those games, like on the highest graphics setting, look almost better than real life. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They look-
scary.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
It's scary.
But yeah, I
But
mean, they also don't have to animate people's faces and
No.
human things.
It's all
so-
lighting and shadow engine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
It's
good though.
landscapes.
It looks like a lot of fun at least. And I like this whole like weird like you can talk to each other through the controller or what. It's like, bro, we have Discord. You know what I mean? But Discord's coming to PS5, right? That's what they said. Or
I
Sony.
believe so.
Yeah, I'm looking
There's some
Mm.
kind of integration.
yeah, for sure.
I also do have to shout out Replaced, which is another 2D pixel art game coming
That's
out.
not surprising at all.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen any of the visuals for this, it is gorgeous. It's a lot of the things now actually with a lot of these 2D or side-scrolling games, they obviously make them in 3D engines, and the way that they're doing it is that you can just layer the like backgrounds and the different textures, so it looks like super in depth. The game, beautiful. If you haven't seen the trailer, seriously check it out. It from like a cinematography perspective, it's just like it is worth watching the trailer alone.
In that vein, another game that I wanted to shout out. I didn't even categorize these by like which publisher where it was released. So I think this is the appropriate time. Somerville. Somerville looks cool
Okay.
as hell. And
This is
there's
the first
20
I'm hearing.
games that- What's that?
This is the first I'm hearing about it, so go
You
on.
didn't hear about
Really?
this one? Definitely
Mhm.
check it out.
Yeah.
You hear about this one?
I can't tell you much about it.
You little
But
bitch, huh?
it's it gives me, the trailer starts out with a family kind of sleeping on a couch, and then a cataclysm happens, and it gave me vibes of what's it called?
It's got that limbo, like that.
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
I know what
One
you're
like
thinking of, Nick.
Like an Alan Wake.
Yeah,
kind
I know what he's
vibe.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
I'm glad you did that. But
The student.
But dude, it's like you're playing it's almost side scroller-y, but it's not. It's like 3D side scroller. How would you describe that, Mike?
It's fixed camera.
Okay.
Is how I would describe it.
Puzzle platformer.
Puzzle.
It looks so cool though. Like the graphics are awesome. They're pretty reminiscent of, if y'all are familiar with Hello Neighbor. It's got
Yeah.
some like similar of that.
Which, by the
style.
way, Hello Neighbor 2 is coming out too. If anyone gives a shit.
yeah, those games.
Liz
it
is
sucks, 'cause
looking
those
to
games had so
Ranch
much
Slinger. Is
possibility.
that what it's called? Ranch
say?
Slayer.
Something like that.
Ranch Slinger. I
Um,
don't know.
So you're gonna be,
Ramstein.
Yes,
the
Ramstein.
game that I
Good
couldn't
one.
think of was Last of Us.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know why my brain blanked on that. But yeah, the intro like gave me very similar vibes to the opening of the original Last of Us. Oh my god, it was right there.
It's literally in the background of
Oh
every
my
show.
God.
it's going in
You
the
got it.
studio too.
Oh yeah.
I'm opening it.
I'm totally playing that game though.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually includes the co-founder of Limbo.
That makes sense.
Dino
so-
Patty.
It's Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, we know him.
Pat, I give you respect for that.
What? Oh,
but
Good Will
Nick,
Hunting.
was-
It
Nick,
just came to
gonna-
me. It just came
I'm
to
gonna play
me.
the hell out of this game. It looks so good.
All right, and so last thing to wrap up Xbox Bethesda, if no one else has anything, right? I don't think
Did we
so.
say was Redfall Xbox?
I can't remember.
I think it was.
What's Redfall?
Redfall was the like zombie vampires like versus like
That was
tech.
Square Enix, I think. Was
Was
it
that
not?
Square Enix?
Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry. The shooter one. There was another vampire one.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Red-
there's a lot of vampires. I think there's like 3 different vampire games.
Yeah.
But
this
that
is
one, it was
like
just
with-
a cinematic trailer, but it like the concept of it looked awesome.
It's a 4-player co-op with single player and multiplayer, but it's like telekinetic tech robot vampires, I guess is like
Not ringing any bells, Pat.
I'm sorry, it's just not doing it.
it looks you would if you saw it you would know it. But
Doing
it's
it,
like
doing
the
a
thing
show
from the
after
trailer
a
that-
Monday with a whole bunch of tickets is starting to burn out.
The thing in the trailer that I think was the most standout thing is like when they shoot this vampire with like a light gun and he like freezes or like calcifies.
Yeah.
That was a standout for me for that. It looks cool.
I'll definitely check it
Yeah.
out then. I must have missed it.
It looks like a zombie game, but versus like hardcore vampires.
Right.
Yeah.
So
probably
yeah,
with
last
story.
thing to come out of E3 Xbox Bethesda, I think is something that we could all get and all benefit from, is the Xbox mini fridge.
Yeah,
They fucking
I'm glad
did
you
it.
brought it up.
I love it. I
Wait.
love when a company takes a meme and is like, can we sell out on that?
Can I make money on this?
And when people were like, oh, the Xbox looks like a fridge, they're like, oh, there it
Mhm.
is. There it is. Let's get some
Because,
Xbox
like,
fridges.
Like dead ass Pat, I could straight up envision you just putting this in the room back there. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would fit.
And
Hey,
I
would
mean,
say
I
when we got
love
the
the
new
trailer
studio-
for it too.
Mhm.
The trailer
Yeah.
for it, like they've made this epic, super cool trailer for the first time in Xbox history, and it's a fridge.
It's so funny.
It's a
yeah,
fridge.
world premiere is what they like did the trailer.
Isa
calling
fridge.
it.
Isa fridge. All right. Anyway,
You guys watched
Xbox
the
and
trailer
chill.
for Party Animals.
Oh, I watched the trailer for Party Animals.
It's just like Gang Beasts, but with a different skin.
what's
I
Gang Beasts?
called it Zootopia Fall Guys.
Okay, yeah,
That's-
it definitely has like Fall Guy vibes.
Yeah, like the way they kind of like run around.
Yeah,
Yeah, or bobbly and
Yeah.
but I'd play that.
So we ready for Nintendo?
I think we're ready for Nintendo.
Let's
All right.
do it.
First up, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I
Oh
am
boy.
there.
Tear me apart, Lisa!
Okay, I am with it.
Honestly,
I
like what's a more perfect game for
loved-
the Switch console than Monkey Ball?
And I love the memes of, because I thought this too when they were. This is the only press conference I watched. Was when they were doing. They were like, an old Nintendo franchise comes back, or like an old character makes his return, and they had the bananas. I was like, oh shit, a new Donkey Kong Country, and then nope, it was Super Monkey Ball, and even then I was like, I like this too.
Okay.
All right,
All
I'm with it. I don't think it's a new game. I think it's just collection of old stuff, right?
Yeah, it looked like a
It's
remaster.
it's a remaster of a bunch of old other ones. I think there's probably I don't know if there's any new content. I don't remember, but dude, I would have killed for because I know there was a lot of talk around like the developers of Mario Odyssey doing a DK game.
Right, I
That
heard that.
would've been
That would be the shit.
Fun. That.
I would kill for another like Donkey Kong platformer like that. That'd be awesome.
But I had the same reaction where I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I don't hate this.
But yeah, the next is Mario Party Superstars. So, Mario Party Superstars is a collection of 5 boards from the N64 era and over 100 mini games, and they said they're going to be putting more stuff into it afterwards. I am all for them starting a retro Mario Party Switch collection. Like, I would
100%.
be buying that shit nonstop. And that's kind of my point, is my friend said that, like, Nintendo are bastards because, like, they're the Disney of video games in the sense is, like, they have us all by the balls. You know what I mean? Like, I have
Just like
all
James
of those Mario parties, but now that they're going to be just like James Cameron. But now that they're coming up with, you know, with these remasters, it's just, I'm there. I'm fucking there.
Mario Party is always fun. It's just no matter what you do, it's just always a good time until you get your stars stolen. Then
Will you tell me I can just play the mini games? I'm all about that.
The one problem I have, Nintendo is notoriously horrible for online play.
Oh, no. They confirmed that every game
No.
mode is online and you
It is
can play with
online.
your friends.
I understand that. That's what I'm excited about. I'm talking about the actual experience of their servers online. From someone who
But
has
Mike,
reached
They have
S plus
stickers
rank,
so you can communicate with other people.
someone who has reached S plus rank in Super Mario Maker 2, the lag and the horrific servers of that, Nintendo does not invest in their online play, and I really hope they do for this game because I will play the fuck out of a Mario.
I kind
Party
of
that
feel
can
like
play
they
online.
put it all for Smash Bros. Bandwidth because, like,
Probably.
I play that online and I pretty consistently have matches. Like, I don't, you know, as a matter of fact, I'd say every time I played Smash online, I got in a match and it didn't drop. So, but
I've had lag with Smash.
yeah. So then Metroid Dread, which I watched this and I was like, that is a Mike Burke game if I've ever fucking seen
I've had
it.
the same thought.
Yeah,
Me
and now here's the thing.
D side scrolling.
I did not love the 30 FPS, like 720 cinematic they played. I was like, oh, that's what this game is going to look like. And then they showed the actual gameplay and I was like, oh yeah, I would be okay. Like if I got this on sale, I'd play it, you know?
I was so thrown off when they showed, like, for a brief glimpse, they showed it in like first person, like the FPS. I was just like, what in the fuck is this? You can't do this with a Metroid game.
Also, I like
And
how
then
they
they showed
covered
the
their
side
ass.
Day
They-
one, I'm getting this.
I love how they covered their ass. They were just like, hey, listen. Put the pitchforks down. We know Metroid Prime 4 is being worked on right now.
No.
Yeah.
Hold
This is not
on.
Metroid Prime 4.
And-
It's on its way.
Yeah,
I
and they were
promise.
like, and then they were like, this but this is a Metroid game that we're gonna give you in the meantime, which is a good substitute because it looks good, it looks fun, and this goes back to Nintendo like being a bunch of bastards. They're using an old platform, like another 2D Metroid game. They're bringing the other 2 games you mentioned before are just collections of remastered like levels. You know what I mean, from other games. So
I've bought like almost every remastered game that's been out for the Switch. That's a Mario game.
yeah, I'm gonna buy. Every game on this list, as well as like Skyward Sword and the Pokemon games, I will be buying from. Like, I don't think I wrote it down because it comes out on Friday actually. But Super Mario Golf whatever is out on Friday already.
Yeah, it's out on the
You know what I
25th,
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
great, awesome. Why can't E3 do that with everybody? It's just like, here's 10 games we have coming out. The first one comes out on Friday, and every other week after that, we have something else coming out until the big ones in November. I love Nintendo's strategy right now because there's something
So good.
every month that I want to buy from them. But yeah, Metroid Dread
Yeah.
looks great.
The combat I think the most excited for it because it looks like it's Smash combat. Like it looks like you run around and you can like melee and punch and shit, which like is not typical for a Metroid game. At least like the 2D ones. And I was like, that's so cool and so smart, and I'm gonna have so much fun beating everybody up with my blaster.
I like how they
It looks like there's like a stealth mode in it too, where you just kind of like go dark and then you gotta hide.
I like
It's
the
got, like, an
stalker
alien
aspect, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of Alien Isolation. It's just like, I'm glad
Yeah.
they're bringing that in. That's fun. I like that.
Alien Isolation, except if you breathe wrong, then the alien will come find you.
What did you say? I saw some tweet
Oh,
the
you
other
gotta
day
yell at it.
about Alien Isolation. They're like, no, it's not too long, and no, it's not too hard. And I was like, yes, that's the main complaints about that game, is that it's too long and it's too hard.
It's too long because you spend so much time hiding in a locker.
Right. There's
Yeah.
so much downtime.
Too much aggro.
Yeah.
Too much
And then it
aggro.
learns you're in the locker anyway.
Oh yeah, it always knows you're in
It
the locker.
always finds you in the locker. It's never not gonna get you in the locker.
That's when you hide in the floorboards.
So next,
Just like Charlie.
Charlie. So next we have WarioWare Get It Together. I saw it. I was like, great, love it,
Okay.
love it. I had WarioWare on Wii. I had it on
WarioWare Inc.
DS. I don't know if there was
Game
another
Boy
one
Advance.
before that. Oh, there was a Game Boy
Yeah,
Advance one.
I had the Game Boy one, yeah.
I think which was WarioWare Inc. I think it was the first one. There's I mean, again, Switch lends itself to this kind of content.
Yep.
But the DS did too. The Wii did too. Like, there's no reason this needs to be released on the Switch. They could have released this 10 years ago, and it would have been the same thing. But it's cool.
I'm looking
don't hate
forward
it.
to it. I can't
I don't
wait.
hate it.
And I don't really have anything else to say. It's just sometimes there's such ridiculous games. Like I remember they always go like, ready, go. And it's like you have to shave somebody or like, ready,
Pop
go.
pimples. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
it's like you have to like rake somebody. It's like, it's always weird shit. But
it's
yeah,
fun.
I think that's everything for Nintendo though. I don't think we have anything else we need to mention.
I think we cut it there. That's,
Yeah, really nothing to
nothing.
note that comes to mind.
Nope, not a thing.
Oh,
this is a great week,
You
guys.
forgot the Zelda Game and Watch hand.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Oh,
right. Which is
mhm.
weird. Like, why would they do that? Like, the
That's
only
the only,
Zelda
like-
game you're gonna show off at E3 was this.
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird of 'em.
Weird. Psych.
Yeah. You know, I realize now
We
that
had
we're
you
doing.
guys.
Oh,
we
that's
got
what it
you.
is. A Slime Rancher 2. My bad. Anyway,
Ranch.
I thought it was Ranch Slingers.
What's the difference?
They're just squirting bottles of Hidden Valley all over each other. So anyway, what are we talking about? Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2, baby.
So it's not officially called Breath of the Wild 2, but that's even how they're referring to it now because apparently the title is a spoiler.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I saw the main gameplay component is that they've just taken the map and gone to the skies with it. So there is definitely going to be some sort of flight mechanic in it for sure. Whether that's Link or he has some sort of... I like that whole thing where he's falling through the sky. Now, let me ask this question. Do you guys think that's Link?
Because the
I
different look.
Yeah, it looks
I mean-
like... No,
I
you-
mean, I guess. I mean, could it be like another like warrior?
It's either
Like
like
that they
Link or,
have-
or Zelda. Is
Well,
like
no,
the,
it's not Zelda. Zelda's the guy in the green hat. Like that's.
Oh,
not
you're
who-
right, sorry.
Yeah, it's not what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I think it's
Wait.
Link. I don't think you can have a Zelda game without Link being the protagonist.
Danny's not in on the bit.
I did
Things are
see.
I'm
Danny
so
Tingle.
confused.
I did see. Like, this is the one game that I watched a breakdown of. Outside of just watching the trailer, and a lot of it was talking about how in the very beginning, I think you see Link's hand being hit by some like negative energy, and maybe that's got something to do with the transformation. That on top of also there's that reverse water droplet shot, which they're kind of implying is like a travel system between the land and the sky. So, so I don't know if it's a flight thing.
There's also a whole mechanic with in the old game or in Breath of the Wild 1 they had stasis, which was
Right.
like you could stop items, but then this one is now like stasis and
reverse.
reverse. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's going to be, which is cool. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
probably going to be a lot of like nods to like the old Ocarina of Time. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of nods to
Yep.
that. And I mean that's a pretty common thing actually with most Zelda games. It's like there's some aspect like a temporal aspect of
Right.
because Majora's Mask you had it, even like the Game Boy Advance ones where you have like the seasons and they like Oracle of Time and everything. Like,
Whoa, hold
that's
on.
always a pretty consistent
Hold
kind
the
of thing.
fuck on. I am so sorry, you guys. However, I just got the greatest text message ever, and I need to read it out loud.
Breaking news.
Some
Is it from
okay.
Batman?
my friend TJ, who I knew from Middlesex County College, just texted me. I haven't talked to him in years. He put 15 random numbers in a group chat and said, "Hey, this is Norman TJ. This is my permanent number." Now people are having conversations with him, catching up with him in this group chat.
In this group chat.
What, like my
Ask
That's a
him.
start.
Ask him what kind of Subway subs he likes.
Yeah,
So,
what's his favorite Subway sub?
what's good to hear from you? How are you? Heard the weather brutal. Weather isn't too bad down here. My dad showed up a few days ago, so we're in a motel right now, and I'm looking for cheap 2-bedroom apartments. How you doing, brother? Like, having
That's
no
a lot to
decency.
unpack.
You should respond being like, I thought we weren't fucking 60 years old and know that a group chat goes to everybody in the group chat here. Take this shit
Actually,
to
You
ask
can't
Facebook.
be
them
that
what they-
blunt about it. You got to be
Ask them what they think
passive-aggressive.
about Breath of the Wild too.
I'll ask
Live.
him. I'm gonna ask him. What do
Are
you
you guys
guys
excited about Breath of
think?
the
You guys
Wild?
excited
Of-
about BOT dubs
Yeah,
too?
BOT dub 2 looks.
Yeah, we're not getting
hella
Breath of
fresh.
the Wild 2 until
hashtag
2022.
Trumps America. Just kidding.
Hey yo. whoa.
Oh yeah, this is the
We're
clientele.
a while out for
All right,
Breath
so
of the Wild. I think it's going to be late 2022.
Well, they
as
said
Like, I'm thinking, like,
2022, but then they put out an email that said, "Hey, we're saying 2022, but we don't really know." So to
No,
me, that
stop it.
says, okay,
Don't
we
do that to
we
me.
fed the
Yeah.
beast, and now we can get them off our backs for a bit.
Yeah, they just bought themselves some time, got people a little excited, and now it's just
They're
going
going
to
to
be all right.
cyberpunk
let's-
us.
Well, here's the thing: keep pushing it back so we don't get cyberpunked. I don't need to
That's
get
what we
I
thought
love-
last
Project
I love
Red.
Danny.
You're getting cyberpunked.
You just got punked.
Yeah,
You got punked
looks
in the
good.
cyber-
That's
I love
already
the
taken
first
away.
game.
So Pat, I have a note here because you wanted to talk about weapon breaking. in
Oh
Breath of the
yes.
Wild.
Okay, let's bring this up. So, first of all,
Crack this can open.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I don't think that the weapon breaking. Somebody answered back saying, "Good, glad." What the fuck does that mean, though? Anyway, I think that
You got to respond to it.
the
to you or the guy who
I
is
don't
looking
know.
for the
I
cheap
don't
two-bedroom
know what's
apartments?
going on anymore. Okay, there's 15 random numbers. I'm trying to do this show. I don't hang out with these people
Just
anymore.
send a link to the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get
This
50
is-
new viewers.
So basically, what how do I say it? I don't think the weapon breaking in Breath of the Wild 2 broke the game, so to speak, but it was definitely the worst mechanic in the game. I don't like the fact that the way that they made they I guess they rose tension for combat was having you was giving you good weapons and then telling you they can break. You know what I mean?
The
And then-
combat was hard in Breath
It
of
was
the Wild.
Very difficult.
yeah, it
Like
was
and, like when you're giving me a scarcity of resources, that made the combat even harder. Like,
right. And now I think Nintendo got the message that that's not what we wanted, but what I don't like to see is that a game can still be amazing and still have bad aspects of it. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
every game is
Yeah,
perfect.
I don't know if I would consider that a bad aspect.
I-
It's like some
it's
people
just-
didn't like it, some people did.
Yeah, but-
it made the game a real challenge. And
Right.
quite honestly, it was one of those things that I got used to it. Like I very
Yeah.
much got used to it. It
Maybe
became just
make it-
part of the game.
Maybe make it a toggle, like you can decide whether or not you want to play
I would
that.
just make that on like the hard mode because they
Yeah.
made like whatever like legendary mode or whatever for it. Which is like it's like not new game plus, but
Just make it a super baby mode where nothing breaks.
Okay.
Super Whamma Baby
Ouch.
mode.
And
But-
two,
Like,
I,
mode.
I, I,
I just-
actually really like the mechanic of it. I like the fact that even though it's difficult, I mean I just love really hard games and I love like a game to kick the shit out of me.
No, shut the fuck up, Bruce.
so
He's really into S&M of games.
No, don't shut
Super
me up.
Ant Mario.
I think what the point I'm trying to get at is that a game can be great and still have things that you don't like about it. You can still love it.
Yes.
Like, I think Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever made. I don't like the whole weapon breaking thing. I think it's stupid. I think it's
We think
dumb.
about the cooking system.
The cooking
the best
system's
part.
great. That's the best
I
part of
love
the whole
the salt
fucking game.
part.
But listen,
Yeah.
my point, what I saw was that the reaction to Breath of the Wild was awesome, and everyone was like, "Great, don't put weapon breaking in it." And then I saw people who had notoriety, like on social media, like influencers, saying that Nintendo is a great company. Breath of the Wild's a perfect game. Weapon breaking is an awesome mechanic. You're just this. No. That's not how that goes. Something is allowed to be great and have issues with it, okay? And have things that I don't like about it. That's the problem. That's the conversation that I'm seeing around Breath of the Wild right now, and that's what I don't like. It's not that did you like the weapon breaking mechanic or not? It's if you didn't like it, you're a piece of shit. How could you ever say
Right.
you like Breath of
It's
the
like
Wild?
politics.
Yeah, exactly. And
You
that's
can
Like, you
reach
vote for
across the aisle,
politician and
guys.
think he's not the best.
yeah.
Like
Let's reach
I
across the aisle and join hands with our non-weapon breakers.
I personally hate
Fucking
the fact
pussies.
that there's like 1,000 Korok seeds. I'm a completionist, and I don't want to find 1,000 Korok seeds.
How do you think I feel, dude? I fucking 100% Days Gone in one weekend. When I put in Breath of the Wild, I was like, well, I'm never going to finish this.
That's
Dude,
literally
Days Gone is
how-
too easy.
what I did. I was just
The
like,
weapons
you know,
don't
maybe
break
they
in
had,
Days
yeah,
Gone.
maybe
They
if Days
do,
Gone had
though,
weapons-
Danny. They do. But it's different, okay? It's
Nah,
not
they don't
like
break
I
fast
gotta.
enough.
It's not like I gotta carry 6 swords with me. You know what I
They
mean?
nerf the weapon breaking.
It's like I put them together and then I can repair them and keep going. Also, if they break, I just can't use them. It's not like they're gone forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a thing too. I think if they explain it a bit, I think if they had a little bit more of like like in-depth combat, like if they spoon-fed it to you in Breath of the Wild a bit better, like you would know to be like, oh, this weapon would work really well if I throw it and break it on an enemy at this point, and like that kind of thing. Like, but
I get
I
that you're
would've-
trying not to be hurtful and say that weapons not breaking is for pussies, but you could just go ahead and say it. I promise I won't be offended.
I'm just saying, if you're good at the game, it's not a problem.
yeah, it wasn't like an issue. You always have like the crappy ones
You
alongside
can always
you,
pick
and
up
then
somebody's arm.
exactly you can pick
What
up
I-
someone's
I
arm
went
with
and
a money
completed
club.
all those fucking dungeons for 13 hearts. I went all the way into the woods and I got the fucking Master Sword. The
Mhm.
last thing I want to happen after all that grinding is have the Master Sword just disappear.
Decharge. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that it's a
But-
it charges back up and like I get that they did that for the Master Sword, but they can do that for other weapons too.
You should just be able to punch in that game. Like I want a fist system. Like if I'm out of weapons, I want to beat the shit out of like the mob.
Okay.
The fisting system.
The fist system.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what Zelda.
S&M, fisting
Nothing
system.
would be
now it's
better.
all
Yeah,
coming
S&M.
together.
Nothing would have
Do you
been
know how
better
fun
than
that
one of
would be?
those
Like,
than fucking
You square up like auto locked with something, and you're like walking around it, and you're just
Yeah.
Link. Just, like,
nothing would
punching
be
shit.
better than Doug Bowser getting on that Nintendo Direct and going, "We have implemented the most advanced fisting system in video game history."
Dude, I'm
The
telling you,
There's
fans
nothing.
have been
there-
clamoring for it.
I would
The
buy
we
that
want
game.
The
more.
fans have been asking for a system to fist for years, and damn it, we provided.
We at Nintendo have provided the best fisting.
Because you can now use the Power Glove, the 20th anniversary Power Glove.
And it's just shaped like this. That's all it is.
Permanently a fist. Comes with Mike Tyson's Punch Out too.
Yeah.
But dude, if there was a
good.
fist, I would play 100% fist only run. Deadass
Oh,
would do
yeah.
that as a challenge. It would be so much fun. I would
I've
beat
done
the
that
shit
in
out of
Skyrim.
Ganon. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a cool mechanic.
Once again, you guys just can't let Skyrim go. Do you guys know that game came out last decade, right?
Oh, I'm aware. I'm very well aware.
Quite aware.
It was a good decade, not like
It
this
was
one.
it was a very good decade.
Yeah, this-
2011, great year.
This
Good year.
this
Solid
decade's
year.
starting out like real shit. So I'll agree. But yeah,
Yeah, anniversary.
that was E3 2021. We did it, you guys.
We made it.
We got
There
through
was
the whole
one
thing.
game that I made a note of that I forgot to bring up.
Go ahead, because this is our time to do anything you want to catch up on.
12 minutes.
Ooh.
Wait,
You guys,
That was that top-down game, right?
yeah, and it's Daisy Ridley, James McAvoy, and Willem Dafoe.
I'm so ready for a game with Daisy Ridley in it.
I have no idea what is gonna happen. It's like apparently like a time loop. You're just living through a time loop. I'm ready. I want to play as Willem
that's a Nick-
Dafoe.
yeah, that's a Nick
Coincidentally, when I said you'll be able to watch it later, but when I said like let's do like this is the time to catch up on anything, you went 12 minutes, and I was like, yes, that is how much time we have left.
Oh.
Like
That is the time,
like my
yes.
brain, I was like, I don't know what's going on. Oh wait, that's that game. That's right.
An interactive thriller about a man trapped in a time loop.
That's right.
Uh,
Okay, yeah, I did see that shit.
So it's basically Groundhog Day with Willem Dafoe.
What more could you ask for?
That's all that I need.
Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
No, we don't need
No.
that one.
No, we have that one.
There's a Groundhog Day VR game. Have y'all seen that?
Like
What?
of the movie or
Yeah.
unrelated?
Did you guys know there's
I
a
think
Groundhog
you're
Day
the son.
musical?
So really?
Yeah.
I did
There's a
know
lot
that.
of Groundhog Day content that exists that shouldn't.
It's a great movie.
Check out
Um,
the VR game though.
All right, so if you had to recast Groundhog's Day, but just Bill Murray's character, who would you pick?
The Rock.
Larry Boy. I want Jim Gaffigan.
Wait, that would be really
That'd actually
fun.
be kind of perfect.
Who?
You know, but they would probably put Kevin Hart if they were to recast it.
Yeah, in 2021,
Yeah.
The Rock and Kevin Hart are both equally likely.
Yeah.
But what
I
about
think it's
Jason
Kevin
Momoa,
Hart
you
because
guys?
He plays the clown more often than
Yeah.
than the
Don't
Rock.
they want to do a twins?
Kevin Hart will be the groundhog.
Who are they doing the
Well, I
twins
mean,
remake
to
with?
The Rock's Bill
Jason
Murray.
Momoa and who?
Funny.
Do you say Jason Samoa?
No, Jason Momoa and somebody else is gonna be in the twins remake. I can't remember who it is.
Really?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's still Danny DeVito.
Did you guys know
I
that
would
Danny
watch
DeVito's
that.
like 79?
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, is it Peter Dinklage?
It's not a real thing. I don't think.
Oh, damn it! Fuck, I've been had.
It's just Jason Momoa said that he wanted to do it.
Now I feel silly.
If we're still looking at games we didn't touch on, Elden Ring.
I can't
that's the one.
believe I didn't think about this. Good thing you brought it up.
Not.
I don't. No, we didn't talk about it. No.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
Well, yeah. So my one question is this the same company that has made Dark Souls?
It's the same.
Same developer?
It's Bandai Namco, and it is the what's it called? It's the same guy, like even the same.
Yeah,
dude.
it's the same dude. I
But
can't remember
George
his name.
R.R. Martin built
Yeah.
the world and the story and helped with the creature
That's-
design and stuff like that.
That's the big story is that George R.R. Martin worked on it. Which the funniest thing is of course as Game of Thrones fans, or at least Song of Ice and Fire fans, are weirdos. And so the first thing, anytime George R.R. Martin comes out with anything, the first thing that they have to post on is, why aren't you working on finishing the book?
Yeah.
Why aren't you working on finishing the books? He had to actually come out in an interview and say, I did this years ago. In case you didn't know how video games worked, he come up with the story and then they do the game. He was
Yeah.
like, I built the world, which I didn't realize it's also a sequel to Dark Souls.
Well,
He's also said that in an
Kind
interview,
of.
which I don't
Kind of.
know the Dark Souls world, so I don't know how that works.
well, it's more or less like, so it's in the same vein as Dark Souls in the sense that it's not like you're the Ashen One again and you got to restore the fire and all that stuff. I'm not entirely positive or sure what the
No one
plot is
does.
going to be, but I will tell you this: the open world gameplay with a Dark Souls, with a Souls-like, I guess, hack and slash vibe, that makes me excited. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I'd buy this just because George R.R. Martin is attached to it. But
What a simp.
100%.
Danny.
Dude,
Definitely not
Simpin' ain't
1,000%.
pimpin', bro. We've been over this. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I simp hard for that fat.
do we have
big
anything
man.
else? Do we have anything else that we want to talk about before we go? Let me see.
I don't think
Let me
so.
check my list here if there's anything that we need to.
Since
Oh, did
since
we
there's no clip of the week, here's the video of the Hold on. Pat's
Oh,
face.
I just see Pat's face
is in the
hole.
way.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
so-
Here's the Dairy Queen next door to my house burning down.
Is it? I mean, like, did it burn down? You just said it was
No.
a car on fire.
Yeah, the molding burned up and they took the molding
to
down.
the
but
window to the wall.
Damn.
Man.
Was anybody hurt, Nick?
His
not
soul.
to my knowledge.
Why didn't they
but
just put ice cream on the fire?
That's what
It's
they
a
did.
cold place.
That's
How
why-
did it burn?
There you go.
Hey guys, refrigerators throw off a lot of heat. Isn't that weird how that
Dairy
works?
Queen is so freaking hot. Working, yeah, Pat. You know, we
So-
worked there for years.
That Dairy
It's-
Queen? Wait, you guys
it's
worked at
so-
Dairy Queen?
He worked at
Yeah.
the one in Clark, and I worked at the one in I worked at the one in Edison from like the end of sophomore year all the way through my senior year, and these guys were in Clark from like halfway through junior year to senior year or something like that.
I joined sometime in
Yeah,
junior year.
I don't know. They were
to
having a
senior year.
great time because I remember those guys would have lots of tips, and I'd be like, "I'm here
Yep.
on a Wednesday. There's no one coming in."
Oh, dude, no, the Clark Dairy Queen was always any day in the summer, line around the corner.
Yep.
I'd easily walk away in $25 in tips a night,
I will
which
say,
is a lot for a 17-year-old working
That's
at
true.
Dairy Queen.
I will say this: I did kill it in tips. Killing it in tips was good.
I always had cash on me. It was a good time.
But my actually.
Sweet $25.
Oh, dude, again, as a
Actually,
17,
I remember.
18-year-old,
Okay,
that's
actually,
sweet green.
Danny, it's funny you bring that up because it just reminded me of. Do you remember when we played Manhunt at your house? Like the first time we were all over, like all 10 of us at your place, and we
Mhm.
played Manhunt. We were hiding in your closet, and I remember
yeah.
before this, you took
Started
money out of the
kissing.
plastic like bank that you had in your closet, and I was there with Will, and he was like, "Yeah, I just made sure I saved $20," and we were in there, and we see it, and I just say to Will, I go, "How safe do you think that safe is?" And he goes, "I could smash this with my foot and take all the money if I wanted to."
Oh yeah.
Like-
No, dude, all you had to do was that was a safe that like you got as like a 4-year-old where it's
Yeah.
just like 4 buttons, you know,
Yeah.
you just hit them.
Yep.
That one you could just
Shake
take the batteries out, put them back in, and then you reset the password. You could get into anything. I broke into my brother's safe all the time to take his Pokemon cards.
Did he ever catch on?
Oh yeah, no, he easily took them back.
He broke
would-
into Danny's safe and took
'cause,
him
yeah,
back.
then he would break into my safe.
Spy versus spy.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, Dairy Queen was. I want Dairy Queen. Anyway,
I also want Dairy Queen.
yeah, now I want Dairy Queen. Well, yeah. All right, so let's just end it.
That's E3.
So yeah, that was E3 2021. Obviously, there's a lot of good stuff we're looking forward to over the next course of a couple shows as things come out. We will be covering them. So, come right back here to see all. Oh, yeah, there's that fuck. He's wanted for tax
Mhm.
evasion. That motherfucker right there.
Yoshi.
That's Yishi.
And we appreciate everyone coming here tonight and checking us out. And thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Is it next week? No, we're off next week. And then oh no, wait, we're not. We already did that.
No,
2 weeks. We're off 2
back.
weeks.
We're back.
No,
No, we're
no,
back
we're
next
back.
week.
We're back next week. This is the makeup
Mhm.
show. Okay, yeah. So
Mhm.
we're back next week for Fast and Furious 9, and then we'll be off the following week. But when we come back for Black Widow, we'll have a surprise for everyone.
But
All right.
Oh, okay.
What? Will you try to give it away right now?
No,
I wasn't sure.
No.
I wasn't sure.
All right.
Shut the
Nick,
fuck.
you shut your fucking mouth.
Well-
End the podcast, Pat.
Okay, I'm ending it. Goodbye, everyone.